had in there, 45 different people being featured. There's a lot of things in there to find, so I'm hoping that we get to see a little bit of everybody.
And we're off. All right, and we start with Atma. Gogo is Atma. Strago is Flurry. And Terra Omen. Terra Omen is Terra, of course. And these are regular racers within our community. So it's great to see 3 new things right off the bat. And I'm sure you can see some of the items right there. There's Nobody War, who is one of the racers in our community. That replaces the item Moogle Charm, which is a brilliant thing. Good kudos, Jones.
Pretty sure that was your idea.
Oh yeah, I did suggest that. And then the other item was a Slave Crown, which I kind of forget what it does now.
The Slave Crown gives you forces Berserk, but also gives you offering status. So.
Ooh, right.
And we see there's people in the beginner's house talking to the NPCs. Almost every single NPC in the beginner's house has special dialogue.
I doubt anyone's gonna talk to. Oh, we saw one there.
Mr. Entity was talking to some of them. I don't know if you saw the one, Ficta, but if you check the guy next to the bucket over there, he says Illumina. Oh, I thought that would work.
Oh, right. That's the classic thing, the Jones thing. Yell Illumina right before you pick up any chest, and you will for sure not get it.
Yeah, definitely won't. Yeah. You'll see some of the custom lures down on Mr. Entity's screen. He's using KU instead of stone.
Okay, wow, this is okay. First time on commentary. I'm trying to keep track on 4 screens, and it's pretty tough.
Yeah. Well, we see Vible's going straight for a check, so he's in Cave to the Sealed Gate, running straight through there. We got K-Toysic going
random NPCs.
Yeah.
I don't think every NPC has been changed.
No, not every NPC. Yeah. I spent some time in the beginner's house just because everybody was, I figured people would go in there.
Right.
But most of the other ones, there are a few other NPCs, some choice ones out there that have some additional goodies thrown in, but not much.
Yeah, one of the ones in that room there on Ravlin's screen just said, "Don't you hate NPCs? Don't you wish Y NPC remove was on?"
Yeah.
I remember talking to him in my test run of this, and immediately tried to Y NPC remove something, and it did not work. So I was disappointed, Jones.
Well, to be honest, YNPC was supposed to be on, but somehow it got lost in some of my seed rolling, so apologies to all the runners.
Alright. Nobody War. Okay, we got a Racho Blade on Ravlin's screen, which is 199 battle power. Not really sure. Okay, we got some other items. Ominous hat. We have a Cessor staff.
It's an ominous hat.
Ominous, yeah. My bad.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, and Vibel is picking up his first check, and we see it's a Raiden.
Up on K-Toysic's screen, we'll see 1 of 4 pun weapons. He saw it in the weapon shop but didn't buy it. Maybe we'll find some people that end up finding or buying the pun weapons. There's 4 of them, and they all have a quite delicious pun for a description. All in honor of Houdat.
And if you're looking at Mr. Entity's screen, you can see that Terra Omen has Magitech as a command. And that is permanent, right, Jones?
Yep, that is permanent. And the Magitech commands have been boosted a little bit. So the elemental beams are all AoE. The tech missile's been buffed a little bit, and the Cure Beam, which is now Curaga Beam, gives regen too. Brianna, Seto Soup is it's just a very, very powerful tonic.
It's an X potion, right?
Yes. An X potion for the price of a tonic.
Right. Yeah, I remember buying immediately 99 of those.
Yeah.
Okay, we see a Suravani shard. Suravani shard, correct me if I'm wrong, Jones. I think that is a. What's the second power level of a shuriken? What's the second tier of that?
It's a ninja star. That one's actually, I replaced something totally different. So the regular stars are all in there still, and then I replaced a random relic or something with that one.
Okay, I see.
And the Suravani shard is a call out to Dipwood, who's creating a custom game called the Shards of. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. The Shards of Suravani. So that was my call out to him, or one of the call outs to him, in the game. So right now everybody's still doing their general looting and shopping, just going around trying to find all the good stuff.
Yeah, Brianna pointed out that Vibel is in a relic shop, and there are a dozen tea boots, which says "Go faster, go stronger," or something to that extent.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a hyper wrist and running shoes, all in one.
Mm-hmm. Brianna, yes, that's right.
Bigger, harder, faster, stronger. Oh, apparently my mic audio is still really low. Let me bump it up on my end.
It sounds good to me, but I guess that doesn't count. Hisnaku is pointing out the Zelfer Luck that Kate Toyzik found. Zelfer Luck is a really great relic because it makes the best character in the game stronger, and only the best character in the game can equip it. And if you all know Zelfer, I think you can guess which character I'm talking about. That's right, it's
All right, I'm back.
Strigo.
How's my volume now, chat? Whoa, I saw something that I did not see when I ran. A Vincent RT bow.
Yeah, that was a last-minute addition. Right before, I think it was just 2 days ago, I rechecked all of the emotes just to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And Vincent RTA had put his name in, so I'm like, oh, I better add that in quick.
Seashells by the seashore.
Yeah. The Vincent RT bow is the auto crossbow, which most people won't use, I don't think. But if they do, they'll be pleasantly surprised because the battle power is jacked up to 255.
255 auto crossbow. Okay.
I didn't test it, so I have no idea how it will work, but
Right. So this is pretty incredible. Like when I was test running it, I was stopping at every new thing that I saw and every new item, and reading and trying to figure it out. We are gonna have a lot of fun when people actually go into battle. And we will see some of the cool effects of some of these weapons.
Yeah. There's also some newly added usable items in battle, like the piano book and the Naku nuke, and a couple of other things that you can use in battle. And also, for anybody who might be interested, not right away, but maybe within the next week or so, this seed plus 5 or 6 other versions of the community seed will be posted in the Discord in the All the Seeds channel. I'm taking a standard race preset, an advanced, basically every preset that's on the website, and applying all of these custom settings to it. So we're going to post those in All the Seeds probably within the next week or so. So for anybody who's interested, please visit the Discord, go to the All the Seeds channel, and download and have some fun yourself.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I can't wait to actually play through one and not have to 100% it.
I'm not gonna have spoiler logs on any of this stuff either, so I think that I'm gonna play through all of them as well.
Yeah. And Drulith,
Thanks,
thank you for the
Drulith.
raid with a party of 5.
Yeah. Drulith actually has a couple of different shoutouts in this seed, and all of his stuff is really good.
Mm-hmm. And
So
that
I'm hoping
might
that
be one
people
of
can.
them, that whale emote. We will
Yeah.
find out, I guess.
All right, everybody's still in the looting and shopping phase, which around this time is not unusual. I think usually what I see when I'm watching people race is somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes spent just sort of gathering items and checking around and all that kind of stuff. And then usually around 15 to 20 minutes is when you start seeing people go for checks. Depends on who the racers are. Some are a lot more aggressive than others, but I think that's usually about it.
And if you're new to the randomizer, this will be very confusing for you. But you can go here, FF6WC. There is a link to the Wikipedia. What is it called, the Wikipedia? Just a wiki, I guess. You can read up on it. You can join our community, and you can have a lot of fun, like we all are.
Yeah. Yeah, this seed, for anybody who's just joining, this seed is custom, so most of the things that you see in here would not be part of a randomized seed that you would get on the website, just because we spent some time digging in and changing some stuff to be more fun. So we see Ravlin fighting a Gigantos, which isn't treating him very well. Every single one of the Monster in a boxes has been buffed in one way or another. So I'm trying to remember what Gigantos does. Oh, Gigantos has a new rare drop of Valiant Knife.
And unfortunately, we will not get to see that just yet. Ravlin taking a wipe to that Gigantos. If
Gigantos
you don't,
is.
sorry, if you
Oh,
don't know what Gigantos is capable of, he can do 3 attacks every time, every turn, but he can also counter everything you do 3 times. So if you hit him once, he can throat jab you, and attack you. And he hits pretty hard. So
yeah.
you gotta be careful.
And he's a great enemy to find because he gives a ton of XP. And just this early, at that low of hit points, it just doesn't really work out, unfortunately.
Although Gigantos is vulnerable to instant death. So if you have an ID weapon like Scimitar or Assassin, or if you have Doom Spell, anything like that, you can quickly take care of Gigantos, and he won't counter you if you do that, if you kill him that way.
Also, if you have Vanish or Phantom, it just trivializes him because all of his attacks are physical. So, see Ravlin taking advantage of Terra Omen's AoE Magitech commands.
Yeah, that's pretty OP. I expect we're going to see a lot of people use the Magitech command here.
Yeah, especially after they discover that. And if people find some piano books, they might be taking advantage of those too.
All right. Well, we're not going to spoil what the piano books do. Okay.
And not surprisingly, everybody's first check is Terra's Cave to the Sealed Gate. It's an amazing check, especially when you start with Terra, because it's so dense with treasure, and there's no boss, so you can just go and loot to your heart's desire and get progression, hopefully, and not have to worry about fighting anything. They do need to be careful in this seed because it is progression times 3 for the XP scaling, or for the boss scaling. So starting with 3 characters and then picking up even 1 check can jack the levels up pretty good. We went with 3 for the scaling just because a lot of the things that were changed to be more powerful than before. So I have a feeling that if people are using these new skills and the items they're finding, they're not going to have much trouble fighting all the enemies.
Right. And we did see, speaking of piano book earlier, we did see Mr. Entity in the sealed gate, pick up a piano book, and also a Genji glove in the vanilla location.
Hawks I think if you're talking about Cave to the Sealed Gate, Cave to the Sealed Gate does not count as free lunch. So even if that flag is on in the new dev version, you can get progression there.
All right, we see some Zelfer luck on Katoizik's screen in a relic shop. Where's Katoizik right now? Is he in Thamasso?
I don't know. I wasn't checking. I was looking down at the bottom right screen at Mr. Entity, who was fighting a Ogre and a Wartpuck, some of the worst enemies in the game.
Yeah, they're the worst.
We see Rav going to Thamasa. Maybe he's going to do Burning House. One of the best checks in the game. Just ask Zelfer.
We see a Bioblast on Vible's screen. In Bio, a lot of poison attacks will heal undead enemies. And Vible's finding that out. We did see another lore, a special lore, called Frank Steps, which I think is Step Mine, but more powerful.
Yep.
And 0 MP cost.
Yeah, and if people decide they want to try it out, they'll be pleasantly surprised. Step Mine in the vanilla game is your steps divided by 32, and that's how much it does. It's fixed damage. It's steps divided by 2 in this one. So if you've taken 5,000 steps, you're going to be doing 2,500 damage for 0 GP. But it doesn't take long to get to a decent step count.
Now, do you know if the damage is distributed among enemies? Say 2,500 damage if you're fighting 2 enemies. Is it 1,250 each enemy, or is it 2,500 each?
Well, Step Mine is single target only, so it will only have one.
I see. Right.
And there's different spells in the game that some do split damage between enemies and some don't. I'm not smart enough to tell you which ones are which, but it's Naku. Yes, somebody does need to use the Naku nuke. I'm hoping that happens. They just need to be careful.
All right, we have a Burning House check.
Oh,
on
yes.
Ravlin's screen. And Ravlin is equipped with the K McSniper, which is a shout out to Keith McRocks, who loves the sniper. And I believe this is not even a sniper replacement. I think, Jones, you made an entirely new weapon, right? Or you took another weapon and replaced it with
I replaced the weapon nobody, Morningstar or Boomerang or something. I left the regular sniper in there because, it's sort of a fan favorite, so.
Right.
Naku, no, it's not Crusader. It's another nuke type spell that can be dangerous. I think if anybody tries to use it in battle, they'll see what it is immediately.
Okay, we have a Weir Rat and a Repo Man in the Burning House. I don't imagine that will be any trouble for Ravlin.
Yeah.
Should be a pretty quick check here. And I don't remember what the boss is, but hopefully it won't be anything too serious. Because you know how everyone hates getting through the Burning House.
Hey, Toyzik taking a level 5 Doom on Trappers.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, level 5 Doom, if your levels are at a multiple of 5, you're out. Unfortunately, all of his characters were at level 5. We have Vibel looting the South Figaro basement. Hands down, my favorite place to go looting because it always has great stuff. Always. I feel like it doesn't matter what seed you're in, it's always good.
All right, so Katoizik's saying no to the Burning House. Oh no, he's just grinding outside of the town. He's finding more undead enemies.
And I've noticed I've seen a few people use, KU, which is a replacement for stone, but nobody's used multi-target yet. Which, if you didn't know, the stone lore, you can change to multi-target.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
TIL.
So the changes that were made to stone, obviously the name change. I also made it hit every single time because stone has like a 75% chance to hit normally. So now it's 100%, and it has some more power too.
Right. Now I know
And it
when
causes
an enemy
confuse.
uses. Yes. Now when you use it, does it cause confuse or does it only
Yes.
deal damage?
Nope, it can cause confuse as well.
Okay. And we have another raid from Scotty Deluxe. Welcome, raiders.
Yes,
If
welcome.
you're just joining, we are playing a ROM hack of the randomizer created by our commentator, W.R. Jones. It's a lot of fun. There are a lot of new items. A lot of things have been changed. So if this is your first time watching the randomizer, it could be very confusing. But if you need and you want to learn the game, you can come here, click on that link, ff6wc.com, and be prepared for some heavy reading.
And we see Vibel in Zone Eater. One of my least favorite checks in the game because of these little green men here. Oh, the worst.
Oh, there's another reason why you don't like this.
We shan't talk about that.
No. Oh, Vibel. Just a little too late.
And we see that Rav takes down Haydn and gets a character in Burning House. And it looks like he's taking on the main boss of the game into his party.
I wonder who Kefka is.
This one's a little obscure. It's FH, which stands for, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Francois Harpy.
Okay.
I don't know that I've ever really met or watched anything from Francois Harpy, but they were in a community character preset, and they did emote. So there we go.
I think Francois Harpy might be in the French Canadian community of WC. Oh,
Oh,
Vibel. Good thing he saved.
Bible. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that without saving. Not that I would have any experience with that.
Oh, I never save there. I never save. And one of these days, it's going to bite me. But we are okay for now. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
No.
Rihanna never gotten squished before, huh? Okay, Toysic going back into the burning house, and this time is prepared. Level 5 Doom missed.
So something I like to do in this room where Vibel is I like to hold A, and when you hold A and you walk into any chest, you automatically pick up the item. You open the chest, I mean. So you could turn into the chest and stop your movement just because of the fact that you're, creating a new event by picking up the chest. And you don't have to worry about stopping or overshooting. So that second chest, you can hold A, walk up to it, and then turn right to pick it up. And that will stop you dead in your tracks.
Hawks, I do believe that you emoted. I hope you did, because you are in this seed. Spoiler to you.
Okay, Vibel is done with the Zone Eater check. I missed what was the reward.
He got a behemoth suit.
Okay.
Which I think is sort of a sleeper item. Behemoth suit's a really good piece of body armor. It's not really the dead check item that you want to see, but it offers tons of great stats and is great for especially a magic user. Someone like Realm or somebody like that can really boost their stats and gives you really good defenses too.
I like it for the fact that it gives speed too.
Yeah.
Because we all know that Strago can wear it in vanilla, and he is naturally very slow. So giving him a behemoth suit and maybe another item that boosts a little bit of speed will make him, usable.
Yeah. All right, we're starting to see some divergence on the screens, which is nice. We've got Vibel going into Zozo, and then we got Rav finding Spicy Chicken in the Welk spot.
Chicken, Chikn.
One of the great things about Final Fantasy VI is very small character limits.
I feel like you should have renamed it to Poultry Geist. Not many people use that one.
Everybody throwing out the spicy chicken emote in chat.
Well, now's a pretty good time for everyone to go follow our runners. We have Mr. E, Ravlin Bay, Vibel, and K Toyzik. All right,
Absolutely.
that spicy chicken is a little bit annoying right now.
It's very spicy. Fortunately, Rav has discovered that Terra Omen has a buffed Tech Missile Plus, which is doing almost 2k right now, which is a really, really nice amount at this level.
Now, I don't know anything about Tech Missile from Vanilla. Does it ignore defense?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. And we saw
I think-
Naku Darts from FH. Naku Darts is MP critical,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes, they do have MP critical. And we'll see up on the top right, Vibel has run into Marth.
Ooh, wonder what that could be. Can anyone in chat guess what Marth is? You get 10,000 points.
Yeah.
Oh, that gave it away. That gave it away, chat. That is correct, LQ Flurry 14. Flurry, you are also Strago in this game.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty soon here, Marth is going to transform into his mortal enemy.
Chatternook. More like Batternook, am I right?
That's right. And Marth has been
Okay.
replaced by Dwayne.
Man,
His
that is
mortal
so
enemy.
cool. I love that color. I
We
don't
see
know how you
Rav
did it.
takes down the spicy chicken. And for his troubles, gets a spicy shield. And Ifrit.
Hmm.
There's a lot of fire going on there.
What's a spicy shield? Are we
The
going to see
spicy
that
shield
in
is
tech?
just a renamed fire shield or flame shield. Not sure if anybody noticed, but on Vibel's screen he zoned into to Zozo, and there are music notes in the name of the town because Zozo has the best music.
There are music notes? What do you mean by that?
Whenever you zone into a place, you get the name of the town above, and I put in some music notes.
Oh, I missed that the first time. I mean, the first time, the only time I played it. I'd have to go check it out again.
I'm really
Oh,
hoping
hopefully-
people pay attention when they zone into Magitech Factory.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, Toyzik taking down Haydn, and he is also getting himself a Kefka. Eat bananas,
Eat bananas, eat bananas.
We see Mr. Entity with the greatest 2.0. Anybody who has spent any time in Worlds Collide will know that the greatest is not the greatest. It's a mostly powerful dagger, but Pearl Elemental. So in this version, we've gotten rid of the Pearl Elemental and jacked up the attack power a little bit, just for good measure.
I remember equipping a lot of those. They are pretty powerful in this ROM hack.
Yeah, and they're littered almost literally everywhere. I had to go in and take some of them out. There were so many.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think we've seen a Ragnarok or an Illumina yet.
Yeah, so Ragnarok, I don't think anything's changed with Ragnarok. Illumina and Paladin Shield are both changed a little bit, and there's only one of each. So the Paladin Shield is normal, there's no extras, and there's one Illumina in the seed.
Now, did Illumina get changed, or did you add another
Illumina is changed in name only,
name only?
and description, but there's not really much that you need to do to the Illumina. We have
Alright,
K-Toyzik going into the Opera House.
Okay, 30 minutes in, and we see Ravlin in a slight lead with 4 characters and 2 Espers. This one might take a little bit longer than a regular seed, just because of the high Esper requirement. But hopefully people start to pick up steam.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have good equipment now on pretty much all 4 of our racers. And we have Mr. E almost finishing up the Elite River there. An unpopular check, but hopefully it yields good results for him.
Yeah, Elite River is one of those could be good, could be bad type checks. You fight some fixed encounters so you can gain some levels, which is nice. But you might end up having a terrible boss at the end, and it's a big time waster if that happens.
Yeah, the only time I really do Elite River would be right at the beginning. First or second check. And if not, anything else.
Yeah. Andrew
But it
Racho,
is
is it
good.
Racho? Noticing the Elite River
Yeah.
call out there.
Alright, in Kotoizik's screen, we see a lot of undead enemies, and someone has the assassin equipped. And if you kill an undead enemy with an ID weapon, not scimitar like you just saw, but with any other ID weapon, they do revive.
Yep. That's why the scimitar is so nice, because it will not give that effect.
Right. He's got a wing edge too. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of ID weapons here.
One thing I don't know if any of the runners noticed, you start off with Gogo, who is Atma, the creator of Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, actually. And usually Gogo's not the greatest character, but I was throwing a shout out to Atma because Gogo is extremely flexible. You can do pretty much anything with him because he can equip any ability that you have in your entire lineup. And if you look at his stats in this version, all of his stats are base 50, which is a nice bump because Gogo normally has terrible stats, and that's why nobody uses him.
Right, and not to mention that you can't upgrade their stats because Gogo naturally can't equip any Espers.
Yeah. Drew is an avid Gogo user. Drew, you would love
Yeah.
this seed.
I wonder why.
We see K-Toyzik going up against Data Luma. Not normally a tough boss, so this should go down pretty quick, especially when you rip open the universe and throw meteors at him.
Mr. Entity still in the Elite River. And we have Vibel getting the check at Zozo, picking up a Realm's Rod and Realm. How?
There you go, Hawks. There you are.
Murder Child indeed. Now, did anyone catch what command Realm had?
I don't think yet. He hasn't looked yet.
That's a neat portrait of Realm. What's that from? I guess
I'm not sure.
Huxnorth can probably answer that.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like we have a little blip on Vibel's screen here. K-Toyzik taking down Dataluma and finishing up the Opera House. And finding Zelf.
Immediately putting Zelf in.
And Zelf
We
is
have
lock. Sorry, go ahead.
ha ha ha. Zelf lock, get it?
No.
Uh, yeah, so Mr. Entity running into Magi Master. We have a
Oh,
Berserk
yes.
fighter there, triggering wall change every hit. But Quasar is non-elemental, and Terra can do Tech Missile, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Actually, I think Stone is non-elemental, and it might actually be more powerful than Quasar in this. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Does Stone ignore defense? Because Magi Master has very high physical defense.
I don't know. I just know that it's much faster animation than Quasar.
Oh, definitely.
Like we're having
All
the
right, we have
some.
technical difficulties on Bible Scream here. Hopefully, we
Oh,
can get him to come back.
yep. And Rav running into Doomgaze. So we've got two of the most uh, feared, dreaded bosses in Worlds Collide on the screen at the same time.
Okay. Magi Master down. Doomgaze probably shortly going down as well. And
Nice
let's
job,
see what our
Mr. B.
reward is. Phoenix. All right, so
Phoenix
that
can be a
brings
nice
Mr.
Esper.
Enemy.
Uh,
Sorry?
I was just saying, Phoenix can be a nice Esper, especially in a seed where you don't have a whole lot of healing magic. It can be a nice Hail Mary, especially in the final battles.
For sure. Speaking of which, it could come in handy right now for Rav, having two people down there.
Yeah. His Omen has Pearl, which has been doing Pearl Rods, which has been doing some really, really big work on Doomgaze, and down he goes.
Good work, Ravlin. Ravlin was scrolling through his menu earlier, and we saw an elixir renamed to Jav Elixir. Now, if anyone knows who Javinator is, if you've seen any of his streams, he loves to sell elixirs. Loves. You know, even late in the game, when you have a full equipment, you can sell anything else. He will go for that elixir and get rid of it right away. So, you know, Jones and I thought it would be really fun to make him have to think about selling that. I don't
Yeah.
think he would.
Rav has picked up Dipwood, the Esper Dipwood, who has a 5 elemental attack instead of 3, which is what the original Tritalk would have. We also see a couple of spicy chickens on screen.
Yeah, the
Make that
5
3.
elemental thing might not be an advantage because of the fact that, you know, if any enemy can absorb one of those elements, then it's not a great thing to use. So,
Yeah.
but that can mean that if they can absorb it, but they're weak to one of them, then you're going to hit that weakness.
Yep. And there's a lot of things in here that weren't done to make them better. They were just done to be sort of, I don't know what the word is, not topical, but to just fit the user.
Right.
So maybe some things aren't really all that great, but it made sense.
Well,
All
I know the
right.
feeling I got when I saw, you know, when you shouted out myself and my cat. So it's great.
And
Everything you've
Rav
done
is
is great.
oh well, thank you. Rav going up against Boom Baba. A lot of the terrible bosses are sort of early in this seed. Look at that.
Wow. I think we
Black
had
Wolf.
3 spicy chickens at almost the same time
Yeah,
there.
we did. Black Wolf Control is not renamed, unfortunately. I never thought about doing that. I just know that Hawksnorf is an amazing sprite worker. I don't know how to really put that, but so I wanted to shout out Sketch as well. Nothing's changed on it, just the name.
On Mr. E's screen, we have Atma blowing bubbles in his sleep. That's always funny to see.
He's sleeping extremely angrily.
Murton did not get renamed to Murtron, unfortunately.
Well, there are still some changes I could make before posting it in all the seeds, though, so. Ah, Drew's staff, yes. Kate Toyzik is going up against Kefka Narsh, who is, that Kefka sprite has a much more muted palette than the real Kefka who's in the party. A sprite artist, yes. Sprite worker sounds like it might have some funky connotations. And we see K-Toyzik going up against Lunar Chimera.
Ooh. This boss looks tough. I wonder what it got replaced to.
I believe it's actually tunnel armor, I think.
All right. So this should be no problem for Kitoizik. And down it goes. That's a cool sprite and color. I love it. And
It's a lot harder to get different color palettes on the sprites than you would think. There are like 650 palettes or something like that, and they're all so specific that it's very hard to kind of get them right.
And the reward at K at N is Entity, and the sprite is a Chancellor,
Yeah.
which we all know Mr. Entity loves.
Yes. He's a big fan of Chancellor. All right, and it looks like we have Mr. Entity going into the Velt Cave. He doesn't have Shadow in his party, so I'm not sure if he's going for the monster in a box.
Oh, that's true.
Or maybe he just doesn't realize he doesn't have Shadow. But he does
Monster
find
in a
Katana
box.
Soul.
Wow, first try. Level 3 Muddle. Hopefully Katana Soul is level 3 divisible. Or multiple, I mean.
It would be nice. Having a berserk character on your team kind of puts a crimp in your plans, though, if you're trying to get him to take himself down.
That's true. Hopefully the timing works out. And it missed.
But he does have Confuser as well.
Whoa. Is
Drew Atmos-
Confuser a regular Magitech ability?
It is for Terra.
Oh.
Terra has more Magitech skills than the regular characters, but Confuser
Right, I
is
guess
one of them.
I just never used it in vanilla.
And Drew Atma is swinging 8 times. He's wearing the Slave Crown, which gives him Berserk and Offering. We see Vibel up fighting the Cranes. Katana Soul has also been buffed, or his rewards have been buffed, which is hard to do since he gives such great stuff already, but I just made him have experience as well. So why not?
Now, Mr. E can use Stone, or KU, on Katana Soul as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he figures that out.
Looks like we might be having some technical difficulties on Rab's screen.
Yeah,
And
his screen
K-Toys
got
is going-
contested.
Haha!
Ha!
Very good. K-Toyzik finding the Cursed Shield for 6 battles, which is that's a nice number. Even this far in the seed, I think I would go for 6 battles on a Cursed Shield.
And finally, Slayer Edge on Katana Soul. GG to Katana Soul.
Yep.
But why would you need an offering when you have Slave Crown already?
Maybe you don't want to be Berserk the whole time.
True.
One of the nice things about relics like that, sort of like the Cursed Shield, if you wear a ribbon, you can counteract the effect. So you wear something that prevents the status that the item gives you, and then you avoid it. So if you were to pair the ribbon with the Slave Crown, you would just have an offering.
So I believe Mr. Entity came in here for the Monster in a Box because of that prompt. When you, or Jones, you changed it to say Monster in a Box, brackets, please check them all. He's probably going to check every single one if he has an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got 2 confused people in Ravlin's screen. 1 confused person, and 1 dead person, and 1 frozen person. Yikes.
That's exactly why I hate Enox. The worst. And we've got these folks down here in... we've got Rav down here in Magitech Factory, and I wasn't even paying attention to my favorite check, the best check in the entire game.
And Rexol.
The best boss in the entire game. Not really. But if you have ice rods, he's no problem.
You mean Avarice Rods.
That's right. Avarice rods. And Vibel going into Ebbets Rock. It's nice. We have seen some divergence in here. And we're starting to see some different characters. We saw Shadow coming on K-Toysic's party. Oh, he's got 2 extra characters. He found Locke and Shadow. That's right.
So we got Ravlin in the lead right now with 5 Espers. 4 characters. K-Toysic with 6 and 3. Seems like the Espers are quite hard to find. We're about 47 minutes in. Hopefully people start picking up steam.
Mm-hmm.
We got Mr. E in Zone Eater, which we know already is a dead check. We got Vibel in Ebbets Rock. Now, did you rename Ebbets Rock to shout out K-Toysic?
I wanted to, but Ebbets Rock actually doesn't have a header or whatever you want to call it. Like when you go in there, there's nothing that shows up. Because I was going to shout out K-Toysic, because for those of you who know him, he really likes rocks.
That he does.
Rav finding Kefka at the end of Magitech Factory, which is always great to see. Going through all of that stuff and then finding a bad boss is not what you want. But Kefka is very easy.
Janice, the Magus, the Saban.
Now, K-Toysic is going into Magitech Factory, or as we can see, the best check in the game.
It's all right. I wouldn't say it's the best.
I might be a little biased.
If you do Magitech 1 and 2, then we have an argument. But if you're gonna add in Magitech 3 in there, I don't know, Jones.
K-Toysic picking up the Punderstruck.
Got a little bit of trolling going on in Ebbets Rock. Let's see how many screens it takes for Vibel to finally get to the boss.
This is always what happens to me in Ebbets Rock.
You know what happens to me the most? Since you need 22 coral, I get 21 coral, and then another, 20 screens before I get to the chest. Oh, not to mention, when I got 21, it'll take me to the chest. RNG.
Yeah, that always happens. Always.
Yeah.
All right, Rav is going to the Imperial Camp. He has Saban now, so... And K-Toysic using the Puninator on Doomgaze.
Oh, I did not know that. Puninator is Debilitator.
Yeah.
Cool.
And he
Frank
actually,
Step. Let's see how much damage that does to Doomgaze. Good chunk of damage.
yeah,
2k.
not bad.
Frank Steps, of course, a shout out to our tracker, Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin is well known for 100%ing seeds. So many times when there's a race, Franklin will go through the entire seed just to make sure everybody has a peek inside of it. And so he puts in a lot of steps. A lot of steps. We have Vibel going up against Inferno on the top right here. And using a good trick for those who don't know, if you use a rod, normally it starts off multi-target, but you can press right and then left again to go back to single target, which is really great for a boss like Inferno. Weak to Thunder, if you have a Thunder Rod and you can target just the body, it does a great deal of damage.
Another fun fact about Inferno is you can steal elemental shields. I think from the 2 arms you can steal ice shields. Sorry, flame shields. And then from the body of Inferno you can steal an ice shield. Someone in chat's probably going to correct me. I may have reversed though.
Brianna, by the way, I love the Curicane.
All right, I missed what the reward was at Ebbets Rock for Vibel. Guess we will find out after Mr. Entity finishes it.
Yeah, I missed it as well, but... Oh, look at that. You were right, Victa.
Arms have flame shields and for you know what? I don't even remember what I said.
That's
Oh.
what you said. You were on it.
Oh. So Ravlin just picked up Ficta, the Esper Ficta, which I have no idea what it is.
I don't know if I should spoil it.
No, don't spoil it.
Let's just
Let's
see if
see.
it gets used. I will say that Rav will be happy with the reward he's about to go for. One of the great things about the Phantom Train check that Rav is doing right now is you can peek the reward before doing the whole check. So if you walk into the train and then go to the right, you can see what your reward will be before doing the whole thing. So you save outside, see what you get, and then decide if you want to go. But considering that the reward is himself, with natural jump and health, I guess it's not natural jump actually, it's one of his items. He's definitely going to do that.
And is he going to put Ravlin or Mog at the front of the party?
I should hope so.
Equipped with a full set of Ravlin gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah, Ravlin gear is special. It's unique only to Ravlin. The Ravlin spear gives jump. The Ravlin shield gives true night. The Ravlin armor, or Ravlin suit, gives the Moogle charm effect. And the Ravlin hat does battle power plus 25%.
Wow.
So it gives Mog a much needed jump, because Mog's not really the best character as far as stats go, so tried to boost him up a little bit.
And he indeed put Mog in the front of the party.
Absolutely.
Good job, Ravlin. And yes, Hawksnorf, natural, if you see the natural in the status screen for any character, that means they have natural magic. And yes, Franklin, yeah, Mog in the vanilla game has pretty high magic power to begin with. I think it's 35 or 33, which is pretty high. But in this ROM hack, I think he had 45. But that could have been due to some of the equipment too.
Mm-hmm. Also, stats are a little randomized as well. I think it's 80 to 120 or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but
Right.
all right, we
and
see
have a
K Toys.
shout-out.
getting K-Toys getting the Magicite Jones.
Yeah.
Which, if you
What's
see the description, randomly vanishes from Twitch chat.
The ultimate lurker.
Yes.
I love it. And we had a shout out on Mr. E screen to Recap, which is a shout out to Brianna Fofana. What
Yeah.
does it do? I do not know. I think it boosts HP by 25% or MP.
I think the cap is pretty normal. It's got some stats on it, but I don't think it does anything else. But Brianna, there is another item for you in this game. I'm hoping somebody finds it because it's, I think, pretty funny. We see Rav running into the don't run.
Is that because you equipped whatever the reward is with a good item?
Yeah, so the this is the Telstar, which normally would give you a green beret, which in the vanilla game is only eh. In Worlds Collide, it can be pretty good, but it's been replaced with the Verde beret, which instead of giving you 10% health, gives you 50% health. So it's like a muscle belt on your head.
Green,
Yeah, I hope so.
For a second, I thought Ketoizik was fighting 2 Katana Souls, but I know that's not possible. Retainers, good rage to have, but they could use trade-off as a death counter. This MTech 3 is pretty problematic. I don't know why you like this check, Jones.
I have to like something that nobody else likes.
You rebel. And there it is. Trade-off. Double trade-off. Luckily blocked one of them.
Oh, and Mr. Entity making his way into the burning house. I think he might be the last one. Brianna, thank you. Thank you for being on MTech 3. Can't just be me. We see Vibel going into Owser's mansion. This is a nice check because it's pretty quick. I guess kind of like Realm's other check. This is a good one to have at the beginning of the game because there's a couple of fixed encounters, so you can sort of boost your XP before you get to the boss, but it still doesn't take very long, just in case the boss ends up being kind of funky.
Also, that room is famous for one of the glitches in the vanilla game called the door timer glitch, which is possible in the randomizer. I believe it's banned in official races, so don't go trying it. But you know, on your spare time, you can experiment with it. Oh, Vibel went over the Naku Nuke, but did not use it. Instead, opted to smoke bomb. Have we seen a Naku Nuke yet?
We have not.
Should we tell people what it is?
Let's wait. Somebody might still use it.
All right.
Oh, Naku, so sorry. I won't let you hang the whole time. And Vargas goes down on Rav's screen. No, it's not Crusader.
All right, Ketoizik still in the dreaded MTech 3.
Don't make it sound so bad, Victor.
It's pretty bad. I'm just messing. It's not that bad. Especially when you're fighting Boris and Ursus. Ursus is another good rage to have. It casts Stop, I believe, which could be handy for spicy chicken.
I think you're right, yeah. Yeah, Naku, I do remember that story, and I wanted to make your item cast Crusader. Unfortunately, it's not an option. You can force an item to cast certain summon spells, but Crusader is not one of them, unfortunately. Unless there's a secret trick that I don't know.
Chat pointing out, Jaxfrock, that if you let Ursus steal from you, if he steals a certain amount of cash, and you win the battle. The gold multiplier gets applied to it. You get not only the amount that Ursa stole from you, but it's now multiplied. So you get a ton of GP from that fight.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody noticed, but Vibel has the Imp robot, which the dialogue has been changed to say, "You won't believe this, it's high quality reset button." Good eye, Drew.
Oh, that's great. I believe when I came here, I just used fast forward. So I missed that.
Like I said,
Not know you changed it.
there's some little nuggets hidden all over the place.
Yeah.
Just like
That's
Mr.
great.
Entity, who got the attack Best Boy.
Oh, Interceptor.
Yeah. All right, Rav is down at the bottom of Barren Falls. Let's see what he gets here.
Oh, Vibel did not save. That's why he didn't reset.
Rav finding another Espers. It brings him to 6 and 6, putting him a fish 6 and 7, put him in the lead. Hello, a couple of people that are looking for the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer race. I actually do not know.
Zoas19, I believe this is the only event going on tonight for Randomania. Oh, I see the music notes next to Zozo now. Got that. That's great.
This is a great room that Rav is in right here. It's a great room when YMPC remove is turned on.
I don't think anyone used the piano book yet.
Which is unfortunate because it's an amazing item.
I couldn't figure out what it did, but when I used it, I was very impressed. Yeah, I wonder if our racers are thinking, you know, this is a community race and they're on stream, on the restream, and they're still competing. So on their own time, they might want to try out all the different items.
Yeah, absolutely.
But here, there's still a timer going on.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Speaking of our racers, if you're not yet following them, go ahead and follow them. Mr. Entity, Ravlin Bay, Vibel, and Katoizik.
Yep, all wonderful racers, and all staples of the community. For those of you who don't know, the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide community is amazing. The Discord community is great, very helpful, and it's just a great place to be around. Yeah,
Is
Hawks, that's
Starlet
right.
the name of the girl in the Chatternook fight? I never knew that.
Yeah, in Vanilla, that's where you get the Starlet Esper.
Right. That's so cool. You can see Marth and Dwayne as the transition's happening.
Yeah.
They are one in the same.
Mortal Enemy.
Oh, right, Lakshmi. I do remember that, yeah. Okay.
We have Bible going through the Leet River. Not going to be happy with what he finds at the end. I think he's going to be powerful enough to take care of that nasty Master. Learn to talk. But nobody likes to see it, especially at the end of a check like this.
All right, we got Mr. E going to the Fanatics Tower. And we have Katoizik finishing the Senior Behemoth fight. Mr. Entity talking to random NPCs still.
And he
Love it.
decided, after starting to climb the tower, he decided he didn't want to, which is sometimes the right option.
Okay, Raveling gonna be picking up Realm, I believe.
Yep.
Is here, Realm's Rod, and then, or should I say Hawks?
Who do you replace? Who do you replace?
Yeah.
Okay, Toyzik picking up Vaughn, who is Setzer, which is a great character. Not necessarily because of the character himself, but because of his checks. They're all fairly quick, and you can also force the Doomgaze battle, which means you don't have to worry about accidentally running into him at an inopportune moment.
Raktu Raiment protects from status ailments. So when I started playing this game, this ROM hack, I had the Slave Crown equipped and a Raktu Raiment equipped. So I didn't know about the Berserk effect of Slave Crown. And then when I moved it to another character, then I saw it. And I was so confused. I could not figure out what the Slave Crown did.
Okay, Toyzik finding flame rods or fire rods in Kolingen. And he's seeing that Raktu Raiment too.
Yeah, that's just
Unfortunately, you can't see the description until you click on the item, which is unfortunate. But
Thank you, Angry Aaron 100. We do have a FF1 randomizer race going on Randomania 2. Alright, so we got some Lead River action and Celis Basement action. We saw a glimpse of what the Jones Esper had, just a regular... Oh no, it had Fire 3 on it. Not a bad Esper.
yeah, if I don't
That's
say
a
so
wrap, man.
myself.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
do we have
Drew.
a Coliseum check?
Smells like the ocean. All right, looks like we have Rav going for Leet River now as well. Yeah, Hawks, I
Right.
agree. I agree 100%. I actually had been talking to Cecil about whether or not that was an option, but there's a lot more to it than just applying a patch, unfortunately. I had to weigh out the idea of putting the actual item effects in the description or to try and be witty, and I went for witty, or what I think is witty. Dad jokes over useful information for the win.
So Mr. Entity just X-zoned himself. That was fun. And he's noping out of the Coliseum. We did get a glimpse of a viable katana and a mega javelixer.
Yep. And Jex, you are right. It's because he always sells them. If you look at the description of the elixir and the mega elixir, or excuse me, the javlixir, it actually says, don't sell this. And not that anybody will know, but the elixir and the javlixir in this version also heal all status ailments.
Viable having a tough time with Magi Master. Let's see if he opts to use any of these items. Go for it. Piano book. Or, yeah, piano book. That could work.
Yeah, it could actually.
Yeah. Still
Piano
not
book.
spoiling what it does, but
Yep.
it could
Piano
work.
book would shut down Magimaster.
Use the nuke, I know, right? Do something. Try one of them. Although Magitech ability, I guess, Tech Missile could work.
Yep, Tech Missile would be a great one to use here.
Bible hanging on. Bringing everyone back up. Hopefully he gets through it.
Yeah. Well, Brianna, I think maybe we can spoil a little something since our runners aren't using these items, unfortunately. The piano book summons Ficta, which causes every status ailment in the game.
I believe that's a shout out to my cat, right?
Yes.
Just
Well, when
causes
you
wreak
use
havoc.
the Esper Ficta, it actually summons Oscar,
Oh,
which is Stray. Stray jumping across the screen, but I also added in music notes to shout out Ficta's piano playing.
that's my cat.
Yes,
is sleeping right now.
unblockable status ailments.
Right, so I thought it was pretty OP because when I used it in a random encounter, things just died. Because
Yeah.
it also causes petrify, zombie, whatever.
Yep, all of them.
Yeah. So I was like, whoa, piano book, pretty strong. I like it.
Franklin, yes, it was. That and a couple of other tools for the sprites. I don't remember what they're called.
Was that a piano book usage?
Oh, I missed it. How
You
could
missed
I?
it. It didn't do anything though. I guess Doomgaze is immune to everything.
Yeah.
Well, now
Unfortunately.
Mr. E probably thinks it doesn't do anything.
Dang it.
Stupid piano book.
Jax, yes, you will have access to the seed after the race. I'm also going to be posting almost every different preset that's on the website with these settings as well. So there'll be one for the standard race, the new player, the advanced race, and the casual. And also a 100% requirements one. So I think, what is that? There'll be 6 seeds in total. I'm not done making all of them yet, though, so it might be a week or so before they're up.
I want to see that too, Julith. I wonder what Bismarck does. Is it
Yeah.
an overpowered Bismarck? We will find out. Hopefully we'll find out.
Yes, I hope so.
Gas Joker
Hawks, when
doing
you-
all enemies. Yeah, right. I wish.
Yeah. Hawks, when you say the custom preset, you mean the sprites? Oh, and absolutely. If you have ideas for palette choices, then yeah. Because I am using the characters are all done just with the Worlds Collide, just the custom settings. I didn't do anything fancy to the actual character sprites using any tools. I did make some adjustments to skills like Magitech and renaming Sketch and stuff, but. And we have Ktoizik finishing out the Phantom Train. And it looks like Vibel climbing up Mountain Arsh.
Okay, we have Ktoizik with all 9 characters already. He only needs 7 Espers. Then we have Ravlin, not too far behind, 7-7.
Yeah, the Espers are a little late in this one. I think it's pretty heavy towards the end, unfortunately. But, you know, sometimes rando's gonna rando.
It's been pretty hard to keep track. You know, when I'm watching, you know, other people commentate, it's a lot easier to keep track of 2 or 3 or even 4. But when you're commentating, you know, kudos to commentators. This is not easy.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, for those of you who don't know, this is Victor and I's first time. Well, I guess I had a half a time once. So I won't forget that, but. We have Vibel. Oh, Vibel's going to do the soldier skip. Oh, didn't quite make it.
Oh,
The soldier skip is something I still haven't perfected yet. I need to do some practice on that.
oh gosh, neck hunters, confusing Terra and Tella.
Fortunately,
And
Bible
doing
throws
the
out the
smart
smoke
thing.
bomb. There you go.
Now if you hold up when you encounter that first soldier, if you hold up after the battle, you could escape from it and run to the safe spot. But unfortunately, they get respawned, and you will fight them again if you don't move. Okay, he's clear of it now. Fighting the rider.
Scullion,
Oh,
not a great enemy there. And then K-Toyzik going up against Umaro in Barren Falls. And Rav against Magi Master, and doesn't seem to be having any problems. Way to go, Rav. And for those of you who might be newly joining here, this is the weekly race for Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. We do a community race every week, and this one's done with some additional custom settings that you wouldn't find on the website. Brianna, you like that? Bible taking
we have
down the
K-Toyzik.
Lunar Chimera.
Yeah, and K-Toyzik finishing Barren Falls. And we have Mr. E doing MTech 3. You got to talk to Sid. There you go.
You know, and I've got to say, so far there's been 3 people that have gone to Magitech, and all 3 have done the whole thing. So, you know, I think that speaks volumes to the value of MTech 3, Bicta.
That no words for that. That's not a valid argument, I don't think. But sure. Where did Vibel get for his trouble? Missed it. Vibel is at
Kefka
KNN.
Narsh. Yep.
I believe it was a character. Don't remember which character.
Yeah, I don't remember either. We have a tracking sheet around here somewhere.
Naku, let's just forget about that, okay? Why you gotta make me look bad? It's my first time on commentary. You gotta call me out on that. I see, I see.
All right, and K-Toyzik finding tentacles in the sky. Very scary. Franklin, thank you. Yes, Shadow was at Kefka Narsh. We got Rav fighting the cranes down below, and casting Bolt on the left crane, which unfortunately is not what you want to do. The right crane is the one you can hit with Bolt, and the left crane is the one you can hit with Fire.
For me, it helps to only memorize one of them.
Yeah.
Right bolt.
I do it by thinking Fire on the right, so the letter R is in Fire, and the letter R is in right.
Far.
That's how I do it. Fire. I'm very simple with my methods.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Fire bad. Mr. Entity taken down, or what says Rexel with no problem at all, and Vibel being up against Spicy Chicken.
I could have sworn that Vibel fought a spicy chicken earlier. Did he?
He
wipe
did, but
and
I
now
think he
coming
might
back?
have wiped. Yep.
Okay.
All right, and Rav going to the collapsing house in World of Ruin. And taking advantage of the free heal in the inn. For those of you who don't know, you can just talk to the innkeeper and get a free heal during this cutscene.
Mr. Entity confused by Celis. Was Celis FH?
Yes.
I believe so. He renamed her to Who? Question mark. We'll tell you after Mr. E. All right, we got another collapsing house coming up. Ooh, and we have a Master Pug. And we know Master Pug rewards greatest. I wonder what the reward will be.
Yes, what indeed.
Hmm.
Unfortunately for the runners, Step Mine, or Frank Steps, is also buffed for Master Pug, and that's one of his attacks. So as you can see, his Frank Steps is taking off 2,500.
Yeah, that hurts. Ouch. All right, taking it down. Let's find out. I'm guessing greatest 2.0.
You would be right.
Aha. All right, spicy chicken down for Vibel. Good job, Vibel.
And
Awarded with
here's Gigantos for Rav.
Oh, that hurts.
Indeed. Whew.
Now we're gonna.
Oh, did we
get
see the
countered.
cat hood?
Oh.
Cat hood, I'm hoping people check the description. Ceiling Cat will be pleasantly surprised.
There's our restream team for tonight. Ceiling Cat, one of the trackers. Her cat is amazing, by the way. Always a pleasure to meet the cat in chat. In any random room at any random given time. Always a delight.
And I think so. Rav is up against this Gigantos. I do believe Xfer could end it.
Oof. F's in chat for Ravlin there.
Yeah, Gigantos is he's dirty in this one. But Xfer on the Magitech skill list is an instant kill attack, which I think would have taken care of Gigantos.
Brianna, the Master Pug dropped a greatest V 2.0, version 2.0.
Now it looks like Rav's ready to go for Gigantos. This time he made sure that he had Phantom equipped and Raiden, I think. Brianna, that's right. And Gigantos, if Rav gets lucky, could drop him a nice Valiant Knife. I think at this point he's going up against him just out of sheer revenge, and that's okay too.
I wonder if any of the racers think, you know, how you kill 8 dragons in the vanilla game and you're rewarded with Crusader. If they think because of your prompt to check all the monster in the boxes, that they would get a special item for getting all of them.
Well, I would hate to disappoint them because that's not how it's going to work.
Gotta check them all.
Yeah.
Yes, Black Wolf.
There is a one of the people in the beginner's house talks about how the monster in a box rewards have all been buffed. But I also figured that not everybody would read through the NPCs in the beginner's house, so that's why I kind of threw it in on the text there too, just to kind of give people the motivation to do it.
Oh, Mr. E, almost casting Doom on Narapa, who has auto reflect. Good call on winding that back.
And Rav
using
using
Expert could work.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Oh,
Rav has
Lucia
made himself
Jones
totally
cast.
yeah, sorry. He casts Lurk.
He casts Lurk. Good call.
Well, that
Raph.
Gigantos went way better. And he got a Drew's staff for his trouble.
Ooh.
And another Greatest 2.0. They're everywhere. Mr. Entity has found Drew Jr. Not quite a whale yet.
Still a fish.
Still just a little fish. I know that a fish can't grow up into a whale, people, but I'm working with what I got here.
We saw the Blogs Blanker, which says Bonk. It's basically Bone Club, but renamed to shout out Sir Blogs a lot, which is one of our newer racers.
And I did up the stats a little bit too, because why not? I think I upped the stats on everything.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Ah, Rav finding the cat hood.
Oh no, check the description for Cat Hood.
If only the descriptions were on the equip menu.
I know, right?
I guess that's part of the that's part of the risk of doing something like this and wanting people to check all of the things is that if they don't, you're like, do it, check it.
It's something like that.
Yeah. Which is a shout out to Ceiling Cats, who are the chattinest cats in the Discord. And K Toysic going into Cave on the Veldt, hoping for an Esper. K Toysic currently in the lead with 9 and 9.
Now, I don't know if Mr. Entity is taking encounters on purpose or if he just forgot the Moogle Charm twice. Still not equipping it. Guess we'll find out. Oh, quickly taking Drew Jr. out of the party.
And K Toysic finding an Esper in there. That's good.
Sorry, Drew.
Drew, I gave you a lot of love in this one, and nobody's biting.
You didn't make the cut.
I feel like it's been another, 20 minutes since I gave a spoiler, so maybe I should, well, you know what? Naku's been on the ropes for a while here, so we'll drop the Naku nuke, which is just a item version of Merton, where Merton is probably the right way to say it.
Merton, Merton, Mertron. All the same.
Yeah, Mertron.
I
Mertron.
believe you made an emote of that. Spreading false information, Drew. Just to clarify, it's called Merton. There's no R in there.
And just to clarify too, do you actually say Merton? Because everybody says Merton,
I say
except for
Merton.
me.
I say Merton.
Okay.
I just had to compare it to Mertron.
No, I gotcha.
Oh, Meltdown, no. I mean, I guess that is what it should have been from the beginning. It's always going to be Merton for me.
Thank you, Jax. Thank you. Hot sandstorm. That sounds gross.
Oh, we never talked about the warp ring. I think
Oh,
you do
yeah.
start with the warp ring.
Yep.
It basically teaches you warp at ×5.
Yep. I think it might be ×2. Maybe
×2.
5 is right. I don't know. But yeah, you start off with a warp ring, which is a totally new item, and it just teaches you warp. Which,
checking out the piano book. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, that's okay. The warp spell is in Worlds Collide is extremely useful. Warp stones or the warp spell, because you're always trying to cut your time down, and when you can just finish a check and then warp out, it's usually the best you can do.
Yeah, for sure. And in the new Dev Seed, You could potentially start off with a couple of warp stones.
Yeah,
You can set that as a flag now, which is really nice. You don't have
yeah,
to
it
go to
is.
a random shop and hope to find them.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, we got K-Toyzik running through Ebbett's Rock, and Vibel taking down his boss on the airship. Or a battle, that's
It's
not a
a
boss.
floating continent, right?
Yeah.
We have Terra Omen on that party, grossly overleveled compared to everyone else. I guess she has something equipped. I don't think it's an XP egg. I think it's another item. We haven't talked about it yet. If Vibel
Could
goes
be
into
the
the menu, we'll
Bordaga
find out.
seed.
Fordaga seed, right. If you don't know who Fordaga is, he is pretty famous in our community for creating wacky flags.
Yeah.
Very challenging seeds. Fun, but challenging. And
Yes.
so I think the relic Fordaga seed has something like XP egg, combined with like a whole bunch of random bad stuff.
Yep.
I don't remember.
It's XP egg, with also a double GP, and I think maybe one other positive status, and then mixed with some bad stuff. So, Berserk, Muddle, Seizure, and I think 50% weakness to all elements. I think, if I remember right. There's so many
Right.
items that I messed with that it's hard to keep track of them all.
Yeah, for sure. There's another item that does something similar. I don't think we've come across it yet. So I'm not going to spoil it. Hopefully someone finds it.
And we have Rav going into the auction house, which at this point in a seed like this, you find yourself at an hour and 30 minutes still needing 5 Espers, then it's usually the time where you sigh deeply and then go to the auction house. I don't think most people enjoy going there, but sometimes you just have to. You can find up to 2 Espers at the auction house. And you can talk to the guy at the front when you start, and he'll tell you if there are glowing stones available, which means there'll be an Esper there. If he doesn't say that, then you can safely skip. Oh, a Bible finding a flying leader. Objectively, the least scary boss in the entire game. Is it even a boss? He doesn't have boss music.
That's true. Although, with the flag normalize and distort on, leader can be very, very scary.
Yes. Normalize and Distort can do some scary things to a lot of bosses.
Right.
Dataluma being one of them. A
Piranha.
Normalize and Distort Dataluma is scary business. Piranha's another one, yep. Air Force. Ugh.
Any multi-enemy boss.
Yeah, for sure.
Stooges.
Stooges are rough anytime.
That's true. Oh no, Ravlin. Ravlin didn't reset out of the Improbot.
I don't
He
think
also
he's
not
been.
saved?
Yeah, I don't think he's been saving in between checks there. I don't know how much time you actually save. I usually don't save either, to be honest, but I also usually never ever go to the auction house unless I'm in dire straits.
Maybe Ravlin thought that you changed something in the script and you were actually able to buy the Improbot. Maybe he wanted
It would
to
be
find
nice.
out. Yeah. Oh, right, Jax. Yes, Walk is also really nasty with NND.
Yeah.
Drew Mark. Okay, we see the Esper Drew Mark on K-Toyzik's screen.
Finally.
Is he gonna use it?
He went right over it. Another punch in the gut for Drew.
Oh, I thought he equipped it. No?
Oh, maybe he did. Well, since we're a few more minutes in and we found Drewmark, Drewmark is just a buffed Bismarck that also causes slow. And the rod summons Drewmark. So if you use the rod in battle, instead of casting Fire 2 or Ice 2, it casts Drewmark.
And it never breaks, right? So you can continue.
No, that one does break.
Okay. Oh,
Toys
right. It's Cecil Staff that doesn't break.
Right. Cecil Staff casts Scan and doesn't break. All right, Kate
I'm really
Toyzik
trying to
is
keep
up
up.
Yeah.
Going on here.
Yeah,
We got
Kate Toyzik has
Vival.
found his 12th Esper, which gives him a pretty commanding lead here.
I'm curious, Brianna, that no one found the boo-boos. I thought, when I played it, I thought they were everywhere. But I did 100% the seed.
Yeah.
So I may have found it later. If I remember correctly, I think they're in Thamasa, one of the shops.
It could be. I don't remember where. I think they were in a couple of shops, and I think you could find them somewhere. But Boo Boots are the Dragoon's best friend. They give you jump and the Dragon Horn effect in a single relic. Plus, I think I put Vigor on there too, just for good measure. Because why not make it even more powerful?
Right. Did we talk about Zelferluck and what Zelferluck the relic does?
All I said was that it makes the best character in the game even stronger.
Right.
So it's equipable only by Strago, and it gives tons and tons of good effects. It gives +7 to every stat, and then gives pretty much every good status effect. So safe, shell, haste, regen, and it also acts as a gold hairpin.
Yeah, why not, right?
Oh yeah.
Oof. Not friendly encounters for Vival here.
Luckily, he does have some smoke bombs. Which, before I started playing Worlds Collide, in my original, vanilla playthroughs of the game, I don't think I ever used a smoke bomb. But they are one of my best friends in Worlds Collide. Brianna, no there's not, but maybe I should have come up with that. That would have been a good one. For anybody who didn't notice on Minister Entity's screen, he found the hidden chest in the Phantom Train. And he's also run up against the Don't Run.
Tech Missile on Telstar. Wow, that's good damage.
Yeah. And K. Toyzik finding Esper number 13 at the top of Mount Narsh, and it's Golem. A great find. And Vival running into Ifrit and Shiva, which is not normally a bad battle. They don't have a whole lot of hit points, and if you've got the right magic or items, you can shut them down pretty easily, as we just saw.
Yeah, that Terra on Vival screen is really high level now. Pumping out that big damage.
And it's great with Magitech because you have pretty much full elemental coverage, plus non-elemental damage, plus healing, plus instant death, confuse. You've pretty much got it all.
We got a Shiva. That's the final reward on the floating continent. That should bring Vival up to 5 and 8.
Yep. And Mr. Entity fighting Vargas and the Epoos on the train. Now Rav throwing in his chance at Zone Eater. Unfortunately, he's going to be a little disappointed.
Oh, Katoizik is going in.
Oh,
So apparently he was already at go mode.
way to go. I missed that.
Not a bad time to be going in on a 9-14 seed.
Absolutely not. Way to go, K Toyzik. And now we get into the Kefka's Tower, which is, you know, depending on the flags and your characters and things you have, can either be a cakewalk or it can be a pretty scary thing. In this seed, I don't think we're going to run into much trouble because of how many requirements we had. Everybody's pretty high level, plus the gear is pretty good and the skills. But sometimes in a progression times 3 seed, when you get to Kefka's Tower and you have to split all of your good people up and pair them up with folks who aren't quite as powerful, you can run into some trouble, especially if you get a bad boss.
Did we catch Ravlin if he saved?
He did, because he's a
Alright.
smart man.
Yeah.
She's, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different strategies I've seen in Kefka's Tower too, as far as which parties you take first and how you set them up. When you think about it, like Party 3 is usually going to fight the most bosses because you have to fight the Inferno boss spot, and then usually Party 3 is who will end up going up the middle, which means you'll have to fight an additional boss there as well. And if you still need dragons, you have a dragon for Party 3 as well. So Party 3 is usually the one with the most powerful party members. And then Parties 1 and 2 usually only have to fight one boss each. So you usually put, you know, either weaker, or if you have one single powerful party member, you might put them in there and split the other ones in other parties.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Hey, thanks for the raid, Jackie Miss Wedge.
Yes. Thank you, thank you.
Welcome,
and
lady.
GG's. I mean, boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
That's what we're
Everyone boo
supposed to
Jack.
do, right?
Oh, I guess he did finish. Congrats to Jackimus. Speaking about party configs in Kefka's Tower, yes, Party 3 will have the most number of bosses, but there is a way where you can split up your party at the midway point to sort of distribute so that one other party can get a few more bosses in. And sometimes I might do that just to split the levels. Another thing I like to do is Party 3, since they're going to fight so often, to only put one strong party member there, since they're going to gain so many levels, and then put 2 people in another party so that I'm not too weak in the left or the right side. Because we all know, how many times have we run into a nasty boss at the left and the right statue locations?
Always.
So, you know, you're just giving yourself a better chance of defeating that.
Yeah. And to go into chat here, Jack, there were no Jack references. You did not emote on the post, my friend. I had things thought up for you already.
Boo.
And they were pretty good. They were pretty good.
Is it too late, or can you still add them for the next one?
Oh, I can add them, absolutely. I can add it when I put the seed into the channel.
I believe so, Grimwolf. Everyone who emoted did get something.
Yep, everybody who emoted is in the seed somewhere, in some way. I actually tried to make a couple references to each person when I could. Just because I know that rando's gonna rando and you might not, you might not find all the stuff, so. Grimwolf, I actually saw K Toyzik pick it up a minute ago. K Toyzik found the Grimwolf Claw, which is a weapon, plus you are also a boss. The Grim Wolf.
Ravlin tried the soldier skip at Kefka and Narsh. Did not work out for him. Yeah, it only takes a couple of practice. practice runs to get that Kefka and Arch. Once you get it, you'll probably nail it down 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. I've only tried it once, and it didn't work for me, so I just haven't done it again. And I've already admitted that Bree's hat's not the best, but the other Bree item in the game is pretty funny. I don't know if it's actually any good, but it's more funny. Unfortunately, I don't know that anybody's found it.
Seed will be posted, if not already, Grimwolf. And Jones did mention that there are going to be future iterations of this. So we can all enjoy it multiple times.
Yep. After
Not
the race
the
is
seed in particular, just
Yeah.
with the same changes, but a new generated seed.
Yep. After this race, I will post it in the All the Seeds channel. And Jack, I will put your weapon in since you won it. I have a couple things for you, so I'll make sure that they're included as well. And then, so I'll post this one, and then I'm also creating versions of it for all of or most of the presets on the website. So the standard race, the advanced race, the casual, and the new player presets, as well as a 100% requirement seed as well. All with these same quote-unquote settings. And monthly, I don't know that I could sustain that. It takes a lot of work to put these together. Maybe if I had somebody who was more developmentally minded, that's not a great way to put that. Someone who knows more coding and development stuff, we could probably make it a little bit easier, but that's not quite me. Jack, I'm glad you did.
Mr. E smartly backed out of that soldier skip at Kefka and Narsh. He thought about it, missed the opportunity, and backed out.
Yeah, that's about how I would do it. We see Vibel going up against Air Force, which is usually not a tough boss, but in this randomizer, depending on the flags and where you find them, just like all those other multi-target bosses, can be very nasty.
Okay, Raveling Bay coming down from the mountain, or is going up the mountain. He's at 8 and 11, almost there. Mr. Entity not too far behind. Vibel finishing up the Mobilist check. Yeah, people are picking up steam now. Toyzik on the middle statue boss there, which is Dullahan. And let's see what the reward is. Oh, Vibel's stuck? No, there he is. He's back. And I missed that. That was an item.
He also got a pair of Rolling Runners.
Rolling Runners. Okay, so that was the item I was referring to earlier. It's a shout out to another member of our community, Jexrock, who loves to create wacky seeds. And let's see if Vibel checks what Rolling Runners does. He's checking the track. He's going into item. Using a tent. The suspense is killing us. Okay, if he doesn't check, we'll tell you what Rolling Runners does.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not checking. So Rolling Runners is a combination of good and bad status effects and stats.
Yep.
Pretty much random. I don't know how you decided, Jones, but they seemed pretty random.
I just pretty much, it was kind of like throwing darts and just picking whatever landed. Right. Which is a shout out to Jex Vrox's, I would say well-loved. I love the Rolling Runner seeds. Every week, Jex Vrox does a Rolling Runner seed where the runners pick a flag, and then it just carries on. And it's gotten pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure he had to set it on fire. Yeah, Notorious is good. Pretty sure that he set it on fire and is going to, rise it from the ashes like a phoenix with standard race settings. to kind of do a reset, a palette cleanser.
Ooh, I don't know if anyone caught that. Viable screen. He did a pretty impressive flame dodge.
Nice
Double
job.
flame dodge. That first room is pretty tough. I don't know how it happened, but he did it.
Yeah. Oh, Grim, there you are. You're on the screen. You're famous, my friend.
Sorry, Grim, you're just a regular Lobo sprite there. But you're pretty tanky.
He's very grim, if you ask me.
Oh. I guess it was Ultros 1. It faded down back into the waters.
And he was rewarded with the Grim Wolf Claw, which I don't remember which one I replaced, but it has a very fun effect of randomly casting X Zone.
You tried to scan Grimwolf, doesn't, and the game wouldn't let you.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I make no claims to this being bug free. So all right, so we have Rav up on the airship doing floating continent, which I think he'll be happy with the results. I think is it 3 espers? Or a character and 2 espers?
I know the third one was an Esper.
Oh, and Bible going up against Haydn in Burning House.
Oh, and I didn't catch that, but Mr. Entity renamed the Chancellor to me.
Yeah, I missed that as well, but that's well played. Well played, Mr. Entity.
And he equipped me. He equipped Ficta. What are you, Mr. Kelly? I'm not sure. Were you around when Jones created the announcement? Posted the announcement about this? If you reacted to it, you're probably in it. Okay, I believe Katoizik is done with all 3 statues and going in to the final fight. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think that's my question for Mr. Kelly, if there's a different name. I tried very hard not to miss anybody. That was my biggest fear.
Alright, we see Katoizik, he equipped Phantom, or Jones. I'm not sure what other Calmness protection he has. And I don't remember if multi-summon's on. If it is, it shouldn't be a problem. He's quite high level anyway. So this Kefka fight shouldn't be a problem. Very impressive. Under 2 hours.
Yeah,
9:14. Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Entity also doing Floating Continent. Did we catch what the reward was in the first part of Floating Continent? I guess I can.
It was
It's
it's an Esper at the beginning. I don't remember which Esper, but it is an Esper. And Mr. Kelly, I do apologize. You are not in this seed, but I also don't see you in the list of emotes. And I know at one point, I think somebody accidentally removed a couple of them. So it's possible that yours was one of them. And if that's the case, I do apologize.
Hello there. Ooh, using Fire 3 and not going for Doom. Actually, you can't Doom him. He will revive. But Xfer would work. Or just a Revivify. I like that Katoizik is still using Magitech commands. Because why not? We never get to use that, right?
No.
But Entity actually, 2 people are berserked. Are any of them raging, or do they both have slave crowns on?
I think he gave slave crowns to both. And Drew, absolutely, I will get Kelly in the updated seed when I add Jack. Absolutely. And if there's anybody else in chat that would like to be added, since I'm going to add a couple more things in, please just let me know. All right, and K-Toysic heading up into Tier 2.
For anyone just joining us, if you would like to learn more about the game, oh, okay, there it is. ff6wc.com, click it, have a good read, learn about our game, our community. It's created by one person, Atma, praise Atma. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Come join our community, join our Discord. Yeah, it'll be great to meet all of you.
Yeah. And Hawks, yes, you can change your sprite. Just ping me in Discord and let me know what you want. And I'll also take your recommendations for palettes too. We have 2 people in the floating continent at the same time. Back in my 13-year-old vanilla days, this was a scary place. Very scary place.
Indeed. I wouldn't dare to come here until I grinded a couple levels. Only for Atma weapon and maybe some of the monsters like dragons.
Yeah, dragons, I found out, I think because of my amazing strategy guide, that you can steal Genji gloves from,
Right.
even though it's very hard to do. So they're a more rare encounter, and it's a rare steal, but
Yes,
you could do it.
ninjas, those are scary too.
Yeah, ninja's low-key the most dangerous enemy in this entire game. Outsiders and ninjas.
I wonder how the 2 Berserk characters on Kotoisic's screen is going to play out for him in Tier 3. Probably see some Meteor counters from Sleep. And I don't
He's
think they're equipped with any particularly good item that pairs with Offering, right? Is it? I think the animation I'm seeing... Oh, that was a single hit from Zelf.
Zelf, I think, is raging.
Raging, okay. Well, his HP levels are quite high.
Yeah,
I think he'll be fine.
I don't think he's going to have much to worry about.
Right.
He angry. Mr. Entity using the often passed over save in Floating Continent. And Vibel, I think just taking a moment to think about what he wants to do next. At this point in the seed, you need 5 Espers, and there's lots of stuff open, and it's one of those times where you have to decide, what am I going to do?
Yeah, often it's really good to just take a moment, get your bearings, and then decide.
Yep. He's made an excellent choice. I think, especially when you need tons of Espers, those multi-check routes like Magitech here, especially ones that have a higher chance of giving Espers, is a really good play.
Right. And if he decides to go through with the entire Magitech, he will find Sabin or Janice at the end, which should bring him up to 7 and 11, I believe, because there are also 2 Espers in Magitech 1 and 2.
Absolutely. And Sabin's a really great character in the randomizer, just because as a character, he's good, has solid stats, and he opens up a ton of checks. So.
Ooh, we saw Holgart Blade and we saw Xenoblade. Shout out to Holgart and Zenobian,
Mm-hmm.
also two members of our community. I believe Holgart Blade is a.
The
What
Holgart
does it
blade
do?
never misses.
Never misses,
I've
right?
heard that Holgart very much dislikes RNG, so I gave him a sword that can't miss.
He despises RNG. So yes, that works. So basically a sniper sight weapon.
Yeah.
And Zenobian Blade, I don't remember what that does.
The Xenoblade looks like an Atma weapon, only a different color, and it doesn't take the whole HP requirement thing. It just looks like an Atma weapon, and it's very powerful.
So does that mean the full animation of the swing comes out?
Well, the
time?
animation is still tied to your HP, but the power of the weapon isn't.
Got it.
Bible going for the save before the bosses here in Magitech, which is can be a good play too, because you don't want to get caught down here.
Katoizik finishing up on tier 3 here. Will we see a Medio counter? There's the Golem cast, which protects against calmness.
Ooh, and throwing out Frank steps at the end here. Nice shout out to Franklin.
That's good damage. 4,700.
Yeah. Ooh, and
Which
everybody
means-
got hit by a whirlwind.
So that means they've taken 9,500 steps.
Yep.
That's a lot of steps. Good workout.
Yeah.
Oof. Train counter. Feeding Flurry some soup here, which is an
Ooh.
X potion. Oh, there's the Medio.
Oh, that was lucky.
I wonder
And then-
why.
Why he's so lucky?
Yeah.
Because
can you
he's-
tell me? I don't know.
He's Perke Toizik.
Also, it was Zelf.
Yeah. Well, that explains it.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Entity finishing up the floating continent. I believe he's going to find himself a Shiva at the end. I believe that's what it was. Taking him up to 8 and 12. Rav looking for one more character and one more Esper. And Bible looking for just a handful of each.
Down goes Doomgaze.
And then down comes Kefka on the screen of K Toyzik above. It is sort of an
Still
interesting.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, it's an interesting play to have someone berserked on Kefka, because he's not necessarily a tough boss, but he can have some pretty nasty counters towards the end.
Yeah, and also not pairing that offering with a better weapon. Opting for that scimitar still. And in the back row. Still putting out good damage, I guess, if you add it all
Yeah.
up. About 5-6k. Not too bad.
I'm disappointed by K Toyzik's not his less use of the KU skill. Yeah, where's King Kappa? Good question. He's just waiting. Just waiting.
Oof. Vible's menu color. Ugh.
It's
That's
beautiful.
bright.
It's a beautiful,
It's beautiful,
thing.
but it's bright. I can't look at it for too long.
All right, and Rav looking for one more character.
Mr. Entity picked up a lot of steam there.
Yeah.
Caught up to
Yep.
Ravlin.
Yep, one more character, one more Esper as well.
Yeah. and Vibel using Bioblast against Funbaba, who is weak to poison.
Yep, great move.
Good call.
And what is objectively the worst skill in the whole game, Train, or the worst to deal with? Just because you can do all this work and get so far and then get almost completely shut down. Oh!
Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no.
with-
Project just going for it.
Yeah.
Doesn't care.
With 5,000 HP on all of his people, I don't see that he's going to have any... Not going to have any
and now
issues.
he's
Oh!
not- Oh,
Unless...
double. He'll be fine.
Oh, I sure hope he beats this with his rock.
Oh gosh. I
I believe he
planned
did.
it. He totally planned that. He just wanted to finish his style.
Absolutely.
We're gonna
Oh.
ask him that in the interview if he planned that.
Good
GG's
job
to Doisy.
to Gabe Toyzik, our winner of tonight. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Not a bad time for a seed with requirements like this.
What a photo finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna see if
So
we can get Kate Toyzik in here for an interview.
Bonjour. Good game. All right. And we have Katoizik joining us. GG Katoizik.
Yes, good job, friend. So, what did you think of the seed? He's stunned,
Might not be set up yet.
speechless.
Can't hear you.
Oh.
Yes, now I hear you. Sorry.
There you are. GG Katoizik.
Hey,
The time
thanks,
is
my
2:05.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you think? Thoughts?
It was really funny. I was sad because it was a race, so I needed to go fast, but I definitively want to do it again for 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it was a good show. I gotta say that your ending there, finishing off Kefka with KU, was just wonderful. Just wonderful.
Yes, that's just what I wanted to. You see, I didn't cure anybody. I say, okay, I know he's nearly dead, so I can try Caillou.
Well, awesome.
Yeah, that was really funny. You're a crazy guy, you know it, and I'm just sad. I can't use. I couldn't use the Ficta's Espers, and I forgot about the Jones Espers. I put it on Strago, but I forgot it.
Oh man.
All right. Yeah.
Well-
Why would you use Jones though? Why?
Yeah, really. All it
Just
makes
in
you do is
case
disappear.
with if I use Golem first, but as I
Right.
see, I don't know if it was our defense who were really strong or boss attacks that was really weak.
Well, I think it was just a mix of. I mean, there were a lot of the gear was mostly buffed, and I mean levels were pretty high because of the high requirements. I think that might have been most of it.
Okay.
But I did most of the gear has been buffed, so that's probably most of it.
And the
Yeah.
Seto soup is really incredible and cheap.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how many people would test it out to see, but there you go. I did see you using that quite a bit at the end there, and good for you.
Yeah, I saw it at the beginning. I did a really bad burning house first, but I saw Seto soup give me all my HP, so I say, okay, 68 GPs. I buy
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. The
Great,
cheapest tech potion ever.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. So Katoizik, we noticed you had this slave crown equipped, and you were also raging in that final battle. How nerve-wracking was that for you, having two uncontrollable characters?
It was okay because, as I said before, I knew my characters were overpowered, and it was delightful to control Mr. E. Just for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Wonderful. So, I noticed that you were on a really good pace. You were being pretty efficient with your checks, and you were just sort of tearing through getting all your requirements. So, can you just tell us a little bit about what you were thinking when you were, picking your checks and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, the first checks I tried to get the more fights I can have because it was progress times 3. That's why I did the Burning House and the Opera House. And then I mixed between free checks and the checks that cost a lot of fights as the Magitech Factory. And when I come in the Magitech Factory, I see best check in the game.
Well, it
I
is.
love.
So.
And I say, okay, that's it. I go for it. I was hesitating to go to the floating continent when I was at 12 or 13 espers. But I remember I had Ravelin, sorry. And I said, okay, let's check there first.
Well, awesome. Well, I mean, you did an amazing job. Very good race. And I do know that I knew there would be a little bit of bittersweetness to the whole, I have to go fast, but I want to see these things. So, like we were talking earlier, we are going to post the seed in the All the Seeds channel. Plus, we're going to have some additional versions of it for people to enjoy as well. So, that'll be fun.
Yes, with pleasure. With really a big pleasure because it was really fun. And I see I found the special guest when I talked to the running shoe guys.
Yeah.
I saw Mug and I said, oh no, I did a mistake, I will lose time. And then I see, oh, you can find Xelphus Luck, you can find Foraga, I didn't see it. But I say, okay, I learned some things. And when
Yeah.
I say Xelphus Luck, I say, okay, I put it to struggle and everything will be okay.
Yeah. That's the truest sentence in the world.
Yeah.
Yes. That's fun because yes, everything went well with the seed, with the names. That was funny because you recognize some people. Sometimes you say, oh, why did they put this for him? I tried Caillou. I didn't remember what attack it was. And I say, oh yes, it's nice. I'm happy with this.
Yeah,
Now,
I was telling.
apparently, Isaac, you can multi-target the Caillou.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know that either. So when
we
you play it
learned
no,
again,
that's okay. I killed the big clown with the Caillou, so my
did.
night is
Yeah.
really nice.
My job
was
here is
great.
done. You can sleep well tonight, my friend.
Oh yes, it's oh damn, it's 3 o'clock. I will go to sleep right now.
all right.
right.
Well, GG again. Thank you for playing. Nice
Thanks,
finish.
thanks for this seed.
Oh yeah.
That was really fun to play.
Well, I'm
Jones, you're a
glad.
crazy guy.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Thanks. Thank you very much.
And Victor, you're a liar, but not often.
Oh, you're a liar too.
Yeah,
But you're a
I'm
good
the
friend.
best. Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, you too. All right, buddy. Get some sleep. and
Thanks,
GG.
man. GG's.
All
Bye.
right.
All right, thank you. All right, we see Rav here with Dullahan. I think he's up in the middle statue path, pulling up, and then I saw Mr. E is also in Kefka's Tower, so it's going to be a close race between those two for second place here tonight.
Jack, I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Katoizik himself. That would make a lot of sense.
It certainly would. I just know that he likes rocks. All of his emotes are rocks, so I tried to do a rock for him. And Grimwolf, that's right. Nobody War is the Moogle charm. That's some strong wordplay,
Yeah, very cryptic.
courtesy of Ficta.
Okay, Ravlin done with the middle statue. Almost there. And Mr. Entity not too far behind. Ignoring that dragon. Vibel at 7-Eleven.
Shutting down Umaro. And I noticed that he used Bio on Umaro, which is a really great strategy, especially if you don't have a whole lot of offense. Depending on your setup and the boss, Bio can be a really great spell to use because it causes poison, and poison causes ticks that continue to go up. So especially, let's say, on a dragon that's vulnerable to poison, or on Umaro, you might start off with 200 damage tick, and then the next one might be 400, and then 800, and then it just keeps going up. And you can actually have the boss pretty much damage itself to death.
Yeah, and poison also really good in the tentacle fight. They're all susceptible to poison.
Oh.
And in the vanilla game, if you remember one of the strats, if you speedrun the game, is to basically equip a running shoes and just poison everyone and just wait for them to die.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Okay, let's see where Vibel's heading next. Two characters.
I think
two
Mobliz?
methods. Ah. What was that
Mobliz-
Mobliz again?
Yeah, it's a nice check. In a way, it's nice because you can peek it and see what it is before you actually do it. On the
Oh,
other
it's a dead
hand, it's
check.
kind of a pain.
It's an item, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I thought he had already done it, actually.
Oh,
I can't
collapsing
remember.
house it is.
Unfortunately, I think Collapsing House might be a dead check as well. Hey, Toyzik, what were you expecting for Umaro? We have Rav going up against the Ghost Train. And I think I can hear Oscar. He wants to be a
Oh
part.
yeah, you can. And you are right. Collapsing house was a dead check. A dragon horn, I believe. Hey, Oscar. You want to come say hi? No.
Oh. I actually played around with changing dialogue in battles, but I ran into some issues, so I decided that it wasn't worth the risk. I don't
That'd
know
be
a whole lot
more
about...
work.
Yeah. Well, I also don't know a whole lot about coding. Like, I'm a kind of person who knows just enough to be dangerous, and I know enough from listening to smart people talk in the Discord about how messy the code is for this game. It's like, I'm not gonna mess with certain things.
All right, Ravlin going into the final fight at 218. Vibel getting that dead check, the dragon horn from the collapsing house. Let's see where Vibel goes next. I wonder if he did any of the other Sabin checks. They're all fairly quick. I believe, just checking the tracking sheet here, he has not done Mount Colts or Phantom Train or the Imperial Camp. So,
Yes. I know that Phantom Train would give Mog. And then Mount Colts gave Umaro. So we would have two characters there.
right, and the Phantom Train, there's a Phantom Train here. Oh no, Phantom Train Smog, you said that. Imperial Camp, that's an Esper. So he could be one Esper away from Go mode if he does all three of those Sabin checks.
Yeah.
Zell for finding a cat item. Which one did you find? I believe there's more than one.
Well, for stealing cat specifically, there's the cat hood, and then Gao is cat also.
Oh right, Gal.
I almost did rename the dried meat, but I thought that it's such a specific and needed item that I would hate for people to accidentally pass it over because they didn't realize that it's how you get Gao.
True,
It turns
that's a
out
good
that
call.
Gao was buried pretty deep in the seed anyway, so
Yeah, you could have renamed it dried catnip.
yeah, maybe. I could have also just added a different item because there's a flag that you can put on that changes things to have the ability to recruit Gao, so I think that you can give it to different items, but it's another thing I
Wow.
wasn't quite sure I wanted to mess with, so
That's pretty incredible.
yeah. Dullahan going down on Mr. Entity's screen. And Bible heading through the Phantom Train. He's going to get Mog and be happy about that. And Rav quickly making his way up the tower, or up the tiers.
Yeah, these opening moves on tier 2 can be quite annoying sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Grav Bomb and the Imp.
Yeah, I never used to think about carrying green cherries with me, but it's not until you get into a big race and get to tier 2 and get imped and have no way to heal it, and it's somebody that you really need that you're like, ah, really? Nothing's worse than having to reset out of the tiers. So I always make sure that I have green cherries now.
Yeah. And be sure to not queue any attacks or any actions right when you get into tier 2, because one time I queued up a Siren and that character got green cherry, or got imped. And lo and behold, Siren did not come out and multi-summon was not on. That tacked on about 7 minutes to my final fight.
Yeah.
Oh, we see a Drew Staff item usage.
Very
What
nice.
does Drew Staff do? Cast Bismarck, right?
Yep, it casts Bismarck. Or in this case, even though it doesn't show the actual name, it's PB Whale.
Whoa, that's good damage there. 9,400.
Yep. Drew Mark has been significantly increased in damage, plus causes slow. And
Right.
the rods are not very expensive. I think they were in Nikea. You could buy them for 8,000, I think.
Okay. Run validated, Ceiling Cat says. You can also say, whale done.
Well done. Very nice. Very nice.
Thanks. Thanks. I'm proud of that one.
And Bible going up against Vargas. Using
10
all
hits
the
now.
bios.
Yeah, that's a lot of bios. 10 hits coming out for Ravlin. Golem was up, so that's no problem. Not that it would have been anyway. Look at it. Look at the HP levels of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can imagine when I 100%ed this seed, you know, people at 9 and 14 right now, they're very overpowered. But when you 100% the seed, you're incredibly overpowered.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely. The requirements are so high, though, that you're pretty close to 100%ing by the time you get there anyway.
that's true.
Maybe not quite that much, but, you know.
The downside to having high HP is when you get quartered, that's a lot of damage.
It's a great time to have a Valiant Knife, though.
Yeah. Did anyone pick a Valiant Knife up at all?
I don't think so. I don't think most of the most of the really OP weapons were very scarce in this seed. And it wasn't by design, it just happened that way. I noticed that because there's a spoiler log for it, and I noticed that there were no Illuminas, no Valiant Knives, and I think there were no Ragnaroks either. So I peppered some in, like I made the Gigantos drop Valiant Knife, and I think I may have put one somewhere else. And the same thing with some of the other ones, but
I do remember seeing an Illumina, which you renamed to the Creator, I think.
it was Creation. It's
Creation.
dropped by the Creator,
Right.
which
Which is
was Atma. Wrong wordplay.
I like it. I like it. Slave Crown ruled late game for Jack. Did you equip a ribbon to counteract the Berserk?
If you play it right, you actually want the Berserk, though.
Oh, that's true. Never thought about it that way. Wow, OP.
Yeah.
Nerf Slave Crown.
Like I said, there's a lot of really overpowered stuff on here, so. Rav going up against Tier 3, and really pumping out the damage. This is not going to take long.
Tier 3. Rav, why are you healing?
Alright, Ficta, sorry to leave you hanging for a moment. I do need to step away for just a minute. I will be right back.
Alright, no problem. Okay, dodged the calmness. We're into tier 4 for Ravlin. This should be short work. Should be an easy sub 230 for Ravlin. And Vibel doing the correct thing, going through all the save and checks. Imperial camp was, I believe, Umaro. No, Imperial camp is in Esper. Almost there, Vibel. Okay. I can't hear the audio, but I hope everyone's enjoying the dancing mad from Ravlin's screen. That's underwhelming damage from that ice rod from Terra. Still a good amount. Right, FH was Francois Harvey. Who, Katoiza, correct me if I'm wrong, but Harpy is a member of the French Canadian community, right? French Canadian WC community? Yeah, Zelfer, I wondered too. I had no idea what FH meant. I kept thinking Fantastodon or anyone else with an F name. Couldn't figure it out. Breaking out all the rods on Kefka. And that's a GG for Ravlin. Congratulations. And of course, using Ravlin in the final battle. Let's see if we can bring him in for an interview.
Oh, and I see I'm just in time to have missed Rav's Kefka kill.
And Rav's here. Ravlin.
You mad.
Congratulations. So,
Rav.
what did you think of the seed? Were you happy to see Ravlin there?
Yes, I might have woken my husband up when I yelled when I saw myself with natural magic and a bunch of gear named after me. So yes.
Right. Did you figure out that some of the gear gave you those commands?
Yeah, I did figure out that the spear gave jump, but then I just ended up with such high magic power that the jump wasn't worth it. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little disappointed though. You took a lot of that Ravlin gear off when you got to Kefka's tower. Did you have a reason for that?
Maxing out my magic power.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, what were your overall general thoughts?
I absolutely want this to be one of those like novelty flags, like YNPC, like community flag or whatever we want to call it. It's so much fun. It also means that like I was willing to consider non-top tier equipment because of the special effects, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, I was hoping that people would take that. I mean, most of the stuff. I mean, I tried to put special effects on things, and some of it was just there to have witty dialogue, but there was nice effects.
Absolutely, and I think the whole thing was brilliant. I want to do it again, with a different seed. Let's see if we can convince Atma just to make this a flag. I have no idea how hard that is.
I don't either, but I figure if we can get enough people behind it, then maybe it could happen.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about the coding. I don't think it would be that hard. Trademark, question mark, I don't know, but I'm all behind that idea for sure.
Also, what did Naku's nuke do?
It
Naku's
wasn't.
nuke was a Merton cast.
Okay, I
If you
thought so,
broke
but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to use it if I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's one of the things we were talking about. Is unfortunately, unfortunately or fortunately, this is still a race. So there's a lot of things that I think people shied away from just because I'm not sure what this will do. Is it worth doing? That sort of thing. But I'm hoping that people will have some fun with it when it gets posted later for sure.
Oh yeah. I theorized it was Merton, but then when I remembered it, an hour and a half later, I'm like, do I have all of those spicy shields equipped? I don't know.
Yeah. I was originally going to make it cast Crusader, but apparently that's not an option. So.
Thank you. I did love Drew's Rod, by the way. I did try to go through some of those items I hadn't used before in the Kefka battle.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew's Rod was pretty OP, I have to say.
I wish I had figured that out earlier.
Yeah.
No, brilliant seed. Thank you so much for all the work you guys have put into it. I really appreciate it. That was so much fun. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad
It
you
was
had fun.
all
Thank you very
Jones.
much.
It was
It
all
was not.
Jones.
It was not all me. I had lots
it
of
was
input.
all you, basically.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, congratulations. GG, Rav, any other thoughts you had on this?
Nope. Let's go watch Entity take down the clown.
Here we go.
All
All right, thanks very
you
much,
have a good
Rav.
night.
All right, and here he comes. Kefka number 3 on our screens for tonight.
All right. And Vibel, almost there, 9:13.
Yep, one
Where
Esper to
he's gonna
go.
for that final Esper.
Mm-hmm. And Drew, just to kind of give you some insight on that slow, the original description for Bismarck that I gave was that it slows your opponents so you can go faster. Unfortunately, I was running out of space on all my dialogue stuff, so I had to trim.
Ooh, Ultima cast, another one.
Oh.
Everyone getting Ultima countered tonight.
He made it to Ultima stage very quickly.
Yeah. Throwing out those tech missiles. And we see a Mega Javelixer.
Yeah,
That might be the first one tonight.
definitely don't throw it away. All
That should
right,
be
and
GG.
5. Yep,
All right.
GG, Mr. Entity. Ooh, and we have Vibel. I know that we're probably going to have Mr. Entity in here for an interview, but I have to say Vibel needed 1 Esper, and it was the very first thing at the auction house for him. That feels good.
He probably has Strago equipped with double Zelfer luck. It has to be, right?
Yes, I think that's the only explanation.
Exactly. All right, let's see if we can pull Mr. Entity in. Official time of 2:33:26. I was gonna say 27 because it rounded up, but I changed my mind.
Way to go.
26. Okay. 1 sec, he says. Mr. E, hello.
Hi.
Congratulations, GG.
Yeah, I did real good and didn't waste like 40 minutes randomly doing nonsense.
You picked up a lot of steam at the end there. You were quite a ways behind Ravlin, who finished at 227. But you really picked it up. Good job.
Yeah, about an hour, 30 minutes in, I started treating it as a race and not a scavenger hunt for funnies. And at that point, you just went, I got Tech Missile Plus, which for some reason is better than the regular Tech Missile, which is already the best Magitech. And I have a way to mimic it, so that's my entire game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got a plus on it, so you know it has to be better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Got a
I
little
do-
scary at the end there, where you got Ultima countered and you had a few people with 10 HP, 200 HP.
I wasn't super worried about it.
Ooh, excuse me. So,
Yeah, I used the Mega Elixir as a safety, or sorry, the Mega Javlixir as a safety, and then just I knew I was within 1 or 2 shots of kill.
yeah. So I have to say, you used some rename cards throughout your run to throw some things out there. I think you renamed entity Me, which was great.
I
and
was
then you-
excited. I was
Yeah.
the Shadow Chancellor.
Yeah, I thought you would enjoy that. I also saw that you said "who" on FH. That was Francois Harpy.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to fit into 6 characters, isn't it?
It certainly is. I had gone off the community sprite sheet for that one, so
Yeah, no, I was looking for myself for a while, being like, well, where's me? Where's
Yeah.
me? Where's me? And then I saw Chancellor and I went, that's the one.
yep. I was trying to find a nice portrait for it too, but there's no Chancellor portrait, so you got the imp.
Fair enough. I never saw a Boo Jax though. Alright, no, what's a Jack?
Whoa. That's because Jack did not react to the
Ah.
original announcement.
Boo!
Yeah,
Indeed.
boom.
Yeah.
But he is going to be part of the runners-up version of the seed, where I'm going to add it before we post it in the Discord. So he'll have his time.
Alright, right on. I did notice a couple weird things. I don't know if it's somehow stuff I've never noticed in this before, or if somehow Atma doing a custom job for you screwed it up, but going through the Zone Eater was worse. You couldn't just hold A.
Really?
Like, yeah, I got knocked off 3 or 4 times. I mean, the first time fairly, but then the next time I just kind of tested it, and yeah, you just get knocked off.
Hmm.
I don't know why. Also, when I went on the Phantom train, if you walk up to the sheet of paper, it just automatically goes, "Hey, no, there's no sheet of paper, there's no schedule," without pressing A. And also, I'm pretty sure that guy's usually walking around in there, or at least standing in a different place. So that was also weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I
don't know.
mean,
you'd have to clip it and show everyone on Discord. I don't believe the guy in that room walks around. I don't remember.
But is
that.
he usually standing right next to the save point?
Yes.
I'm not
or
sure.
close to it, at least. I thought it was on top of it.
I may be misremembering something there, but yeah.
well, it's possible. I mean, there was a lot of custom work done, and Final Fantasy VI code is messy, so
Yeah,
anything is possible.
yeah.
Now, Mr. E, were there any items or any wacky things that particularly stood out to you?
Oh, the slave crown was neat at the start, and then I pretty much immediately went, I'll take that off, see if she's still berserked. And then I later thought, oh, maybe that's what was giving her the offering, because I never attacked with her after that. So that was neat. Used that for a while. Not necessarily usefully, but I thought it was a good idea.
Anything that was racking your brain that you couldn't figure out what it did? Apart from FH?
Oh, probably a bunch of things. I think I figured out most stuff like that. I don't even. See, as soon as I'm like halfway through a seed, the entire first half and everything afterwards is gone from my brain. I'm no longer paying attention. But whatever weapon I was using that was a greatest version 2, I tried using it because I figured, well, maybe it'll proc Pearl. And it turns out it procs instant death. Or at least the cleave equivalent of the scimitar. So
Yeah,
that was
and
neat.
it doesn't have Pearl Elemental on it either, which is another
Ah,
thing that was a kind of an annoyance of the original Greatest, I think.
yeah, no, I spent quite a while going in and out of the menu, just going, well, what does this do? What does this do? What does this do? And so I got that Drew weapon fairly late. That was apparently water elemental, which is not something you see like ever.
Yeah, it also casts Bismarck if you use it in battle, and Bismarck was very
course it
much
does.
buffed.
Yeah, that's one of those seeds that I kind of want to go back and just not play it as a race. I mean, you probably could tell I wasn't playing it as a race for the first while, but I went to places like the Coliseum guy's house and Sabin's house, got a bunch more out of the way chests because I thought maybe he snuck some stuff into this spot that nobody ever gets. I also went out of my way to fight basically every monster in a box I came across. Didn't notice them to be hugely buffed in terms of rewards.
Yeah, I was trying to find some balance between making everything way too powerful, or just trying to kind of stay in the middle. But
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it seemed like
mean-
you just up the gold and experience maybe for a bunch of them.
some like Katana Soul gave experience. Gigantos gave a Valiant Knife for the rare drop,
I didn't find it.
and some other stuff.
Yeah, there's 4 monster in boxes I didn't come across because didn't do the Tizen house because it wasn't a character and we never found Edgar. So
Yeah. Oh, I do think I think it was you that I remember going to the cave on the Veldt without Shadow, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And I
Right.
guess it was just for the monster in a box.
I thought it was gonna be better than it was. I was really excited to find something, nobody ever gets the monster boxes. I'll go out of my way to get this one that no one else is gonna get. And
It's
it did
pretty
turn out to
good,
be a
though.
Katana Soul.
Yeah,
think.
exactly. Got your
So-
offering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, by that point, I wasn't using my AirSats offering, so
Yeah.
yeah. I did put it back on at the end in case somebody died. I could just have Umaro plus 30 vigor throwing snipers constantly.
Oh yeah. That's everybody's favorite.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah, there's a bunch of items I just didn't even really get a chance to try out because, it's a race. You can't stop and go, oh, I'm going to use this weapon 6 times.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. We're going to do some more versions of the seed and put them out in the Discord over the next week or
Awesome.
so. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
no, that'd be a nice playthrough.
Yeah. So anyway, though, great race. Thanks for showcasing all of the fun items and skills and bosses and all that stuff for everybody. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for making it. It was a very interesting race. I probably would have had slightly more fun with it as the first time not in a race, but it was still really cool.
Yeah.
There
I'm
was
glad
just
you
so
liked
many things I wanted to stop, and I smelled a bunch of roses, but not the entire bed of them.
All right. Well, if there's anything else you want to add,
No,
Anything you wanna-
just
no?
standard thanks to the Restream teams and to Atma, and in this case, especially to Jones.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And thanks to Victor and everybody else who helped me get the seed built. Helping me come up with ideas and all that good stuff. I couldn't do it without you all.
thanks. I believe Terra Omen and Zelfer and Ravlin also helped out with testing.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you to them as well. All right, Mr. Entity, we'll let you go. Have a great night. GG once again. And
Yeah.
we'll see you around.
Have a good one.
All right,
Alright.
thanks.
Wait, Jack wasn't involved in this stream, was he?
He was.
No.
Oh, no, not in the restream. No.
Okay, because I was gonna say the Bruins are terrible. I guess
You can still say it.
the Bruins.
I don't even know if he's in chat anymore.
He was in there somewhere lurking.
Yeah. Well, Jack, if you didn't hear that, ruins are terrible.
All right, and Bible is climbing the tower. Gonna finish us off here in the next few minutes. Going up against everybody's favorite version of Ultros, the one that gives no experience. Oh, you guys make me blush. Stop.
All right, as Bible is finishing up and heading to the final fight, let's give one more shout out to our runners. Impressive showing from Katoizik with a time of 2:05. This was there was a lot of information in the seed,
Mhm.
so to get that good of a time is really impressive. And
Yep.
Ravlin, Mr. Entity, Bible, yeah, go follow them if you're not following them yet. And our restream team, Brianna Fofana, Jones, myself, and Kat and Franklin tracking. And of course, praise Atma, the creator of this wonderful, wonderful game.
Yes, absolutely. Praise Atma.
Yeah. If you want to join our Discord, you should be able to find it there. And you can learn more about the game as well.
Mm-hmm. The community is amazing. If you ever have questions, they're always willing to help. And we're always doing fun events and tournaments, and there's all kinds of races going on all the time. The Seed of the Week is also extremely popular. There's all kinds of fun stuff to do. Even if you don't want to race and you just want to, play around, it's awesome. There's all kinds of presets on the website. You can also just run tons of seeds that people have created in the All the Seeds channel. It's just great. Fantastic, especially if you're a fan of Final Fantasy VI and grew up playing it on your CRT TV after you rented it from Blockbuster.
Huh. I believe you're probably the only person who rented the game.
I rented it quite a bit. I think I rented it every weekend for like 2 months. Because I was a kid that didn't understand what money meant. It's like if I just saved up, I could just buy it.
Yeah. Oh, Brianna used the piano book. Did you figure out what it did? Because for me, when I used it, it just killed a whole bunch of random enemies. And I thought, wow, this is pretty overpowered. It just kills, like instant kills, anything. Yeah, so Piano Book summons Stray, the Esper Stray, which was renamed to my name. And it does a whole bunch of random... Actually, is it all status ailments, Jones? Like every conceivable one?
I think so. Except there might have been a couple I left off just to make sure I didn't break something, but
Right.
it was pretty much every single negative status element that you could give.
Yeah. So that's why enemies were just dissipating.
Yeah, because there are 3 or 4 different things that count as insta-kill that some
Right.
enemies are, some are susceptible to and some aren't. But when you throw them all out there, there's a good chance you're going to hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Right, unblockable but not ignored.
Immoral there, Drew Jr. It's pretty funny to watch a fish charge at Ultros or Grimwolf.
Yeah. And I'm not sure Vibel has a weapon in this game called the Vibel Katana, or Katana, and I don't think anybody picked it up, so it's unfortunate
Yeah, we
that...
did see it in the Coliseum when Mr. Entity went, but he didn't bet anything for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was hoping that at least everybody who was restreamed would find their thing, but I guess it can't work out for everybody, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot more chances
Oh yeah,
for stuff. Yeah.
absolutely. Bible going up against the Ghost Train, and only, I think, 2 bosses away from getting into the final battle.
Not sure if Bible knows you can instant kill the Ghost Train. He does have Doom. Could point that out to him in the interview afterwards.
Yeah. If we have time, I think we might be locked at 3 hours for Randomania. I'm not sure how that works exactly. I guess if nobody kicks us out, we're fine. So I don't know.
Gotcha. All right, Bible. Let's give him our positive vibes. Sub 3 hours. You
Yep.
can do it, Bible.
You have 10 minutes to go. Let's do this. We have infinite time. There's nothing after this. Okay, great. Sending
Oh,
positive
yeah.
vibes. Ha.
Love it.
There you go. There you go.
We need a pun emote. Because apparently our WC community loves puns. And why wouldn't you?
Yes.
Puns are amazing.
They are amazing. Don't be a downer, Mr. E. We love puns. Punishments.
Can we get a mod to ban Mr. Entity here? Mr. Entity, can you ban Mr. Entity? Mr.
Yeah,
Entity?
can you ban yourself?
Zelfer found presenter.
Yes.
Okay. Remind us what presenter does, and
Re-
was the name changed, and what did presenter drop?
I really wanted to change the name of presenter, but Hoodat's another one who did not emote, so I opted for not putting him in there without permission. But it did drop, or you could steal, all 4 of the pun weapons in the game. So there are 4 actual pun weapons. There was the Punderstruck, there was the Punner, the Punisher, and the Puninator. And then each one of them had a pun for the description, all Final Fantasy related. So I won't spoil those. If you decide you want to play the seed and go through and actually look for them, please do. They all have puns in their descriptions. And Vibel going in for the final battle.
We have
Dusty
another
Griff.
raid tonight. Dusty Griff, thank you. Welcome,
Yeah,
Raiders.
Thanks for the raid. Just in time to see the grand finale.
So, surely Vibel knows you can instant kill. Yes. Okay, he's dooming the long arm. Exfer probably could have worked too.
I would assume
Opting
so.
for
I've
a-
never.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I've never. I mean, obviously, never tried to use Expert because it's not ever anything that you would have there.
Right.
But I bet you're right. And using fire on the head, fire is weak to head, so the fire's weak to head. The head is weak to fire. Excuse me, I
No, no,
cannot
no.
talk.
That's right. That's right. Fire's weak to head. Yeah, nothing happened.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I believe the short arm is weak to water. Which, if you have Drew Mark, that could be good to use it now.
Yep. Oh, unfortunately, oh, he does have soft. Good. Dread came out there and
Oof.
petrified Terra, but that would make sense. The short arm would be weak to water because I've never really noticed a weakness just using it. It's just my normal spells, but water is not a popular element. So
Right, exactly. I think I learned that in someone's stream before. Could have been Zelfer. Maybe. Oh, Sidosu is an X potion for the price of a tonic.
I actually tried to make it a fixed amount, but unfortunately you can only set fixed amount for healing items to 255. And I thought 255 was a dumb number for a potion, so I said, screw it, it will be an X potion. Yes, Jack, and also Cure Beam in this version grants regen as well. I originally tried to make it AoE, but there's some sort of weird coding with it, I think, that I just could not get it to work. So, it was unfortunate. And we see the Vibel's using Doom on tools in Tier 2, another one of the parts that can be insta-deathed. Usually the play here is to cast Doom or X Zone and get rid of that part, and then mute the magic in the back.
I also learned from another racer that you can apparently stop hit. I think that's the common one. Like everyone knows that you can stop hit, which is the blue guy in the front there. But you can also use stop on tools. So if you don't
I
have
did not
any
know that.
instant death, you can stop it.
That's good to know, though, because tools can be very nasty.
Exactly.
Tier 2 is actually probably the most dangerous part of this because there are 4 targets and they all have their own nasty effects. So Tiger can get you a zombie, which is very bad. Especially if he happens to do it to your offering Valiant Knife user, which apparently that's what they will always target if you have one.
These Ice 2s are going to deal a good chunk of damage. Everyone's really high level, high magic power, especially coming from Realm. Sorry, Hawks.
Yeah. And Bible's demonstrating some good knowledge of the game with knowing all the elemental weaknesses for the bosses.
Yeah.
And fighting the parts of Tier 2 in exactly the same order that I would do them, which I think most people do it in that order. Get rid of tools first, then Tiger, then hit, then magic.
Now, if I don't have mute, I would get rid of magic first. Just because with the quarters, if you get it down to less than 10,000 HP, it'll start casting quarters, and you can also cast Bolt 3 and any tier 3 magic. It's not friendly. So I do want to take magic out first.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, and here are the tech missiles.
Yep.
Not bad.
Chipping away, and I think magic will be gone soon. I did like the idea of the warp ring as well. I actually tried to make it usable as an item as well. My original idea was to make it usable as an item and it would never break. So you could do that, but I couldn't get that to work, unfortunately. So I just made it teach you warp instead. Perhaps changing it to 5x instead of 2x would be nice.
Alright, when you have magic muted and you see it casting, that's how you know it's dead. Only got 1 quarter out. Excuse me. Only got 1 quarter out on Terra Omen there. Sorry, Terra. This tier 3 should be pretty quick work. I believe every one of our racers had and has Calmness Protection. Either Golem or Phantom. Should be okay here.
Well, I think that's one of the side effects of forcing so many Espers into the requirements, that you're bound to get somebody to help you out.
For sure. Oof, that whirlwind. Or west wind. Whatever you want to call it. Wednesday wind.
That wind.
Wind, yes. I think that's the fan favorite.
And here in this tier 3 battle, you want to get rid of Girl first. She absorbs every single element, so you have to hit her with non-elemental, and she will do Pearl Wind if you don't get rid of her soon. And that can be pretty troublesome.
I think Vible's thinking about using a Palador strat.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's funny watching the movements and menu. You can really see what they're thinking about. It's incredible sometimes.
Yeah. It is, and I hope it works out for him. I've never been great at timing anything on tier 3, ever. I've never had Phantom work for me a single time, and Palador usually doesn't work out for me either, but I always enjoy seeing others use those strategies and have them work.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, that train hit everyone. Oh, no.
Ooh. Oh.
No, ooh, double. Yikes. The girls are done. They're down. It's up to Flurry and Atma.
Fortunately, with the levels, the gear, and even the backup characters being pretty strong, I don't think that Bible's going to run into any issues on Final Kefka. You just will want to be careful and just make sure that he doesn't fall into the Ultima counter trap that many others did.
Well, now you have a Chancellor. And Janice, a dead Janice. Entity, Hawkstraw, I think, was just sketch, renamed. I don't think it
Yeah.
was 100%.
Yeah, it was just renamed. I couldn't find anywhere in any of the tools that I was using to actually change the behavior of the in-game skills, like the main skills. So I just renamed it. Figured it was better than nothing.
Now we're gonna see if Vibel uses a Mega Jav Elixir. He might not. Okay. He would have figured out that it also cures status ailments.
Mm-hmm. He does have a Mega Jav Elixir.
And it's coming out now.
Yep.
Here we go. Let's see if that train gets removed from Atma.
Oh, apparently it doesn't work.
Oh no. Huh.
Well, can't win them all.
You'll have to look into that.
Thank you, Vival, for playtesting
Yeah.
Seed at launch.
You liar. You said it would work.
Ooh, Havoc Wing coming out.
Ouch. Sorry, Entity. Take a nap.
He's really thinking, trying to make sure that he, plays this the right way. You definitely don't want to get here at this point and then wipe to Kefka.
Right. Ooh, Ice 3. So he's not quite at Goner Charge territory yet. Use a
He
piano book.
must be getting close. Use the Naku Nuke.
Oh gosh, no, don't do that. Oh, it's funny. He has 12 X potions. I wonder if he figured out that Cedo soups are also X potions.
Well,
There's
here
our
he goes
Goner.
on the Goner phase. Here we go. He does have quite a
Entity's
few rods
covered.
available.
Sorry?
Well, I was saying he does have quite a few rods available to him to try and break here.
That's true. This Goner's not going to hurt. Entity will take some damage because it's Entity.
Everybody else is still up and in good shape. We haven't triggered the dreaded Ultima counter that many others saw, so that's good. Havoc Wing is nasty though, especially a double. Ooh.
I think.
But
we wanna
Atma
know the
lives.
counter.
Wow. Ooh, and Phoenix. There we go.
All right.
A nice use of the Phoenix Esper.
Quick thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Revenger doesn't hurt at all. Ooh, another Havoc Wing. Yikes.
Yeah, this is a very swole and mad Kefka. Ooh,
Oh no.
with the
Bible.
ultimate counter too.
I think Flurry and Atma are going to survive.
Yep.
Just continuing to throw out the attacks. Ooh,
Here
got
we
lucky
go.
with that counter. Okay, this should be it. Oof.
This is a real nail biter here, folks. And
GG
it's done.
survival.
GG. Whew. That was a close one. What a way to wrap up the night.
All right. Wonder if Bible wants to come in for an interview. Final time of 3:05:08.
Yeah. And while we're waiting to see if he wants to come in for an interview, one last time, just make sure to go and follow our runners if you don't already. All of our runners put in lots of time into the game. Lots of them stream a lot, and if you want to, see some more of the game and have some fun, just make sure you follow and watch them. Also, a big shout out to our restream team. So the people working in the background doing the restreaming and the tracking, thank you so much. Be sure to go follow them too. They are the ones that make this beautiful colliding world go round.
And also a very, very big shout out to Jones, who created this wonderful seed that we have today. Spent a lot of time on it so that everyone can enjoy and have a great time and celebrate our community. So kudos to Jones.
Well, thank you very much. I love the
All right.
community, and it was my way of giving back.
All right, we have Vibel with us. GG Vibel.
GG.
Yeah, that was a real nail biter at the end there. Nice job pulling it out there.
It took a lot longer than I thought it should have. Like, it really, like, it was very, I'm sorry, I don't even know what I'm thinking.
It had kind of a slow start. I mean, especially with needing to find all of those espers. And espers were pretty heavy towards the end of the seed, not so much at the beginning. So I think a lot of people ran into that getting started.
Right. I think it worked out for you when you found Sabin and you went ahead and did 3 or 4 of the checks, and you were only 1 requirement away from go mode. So that really worked out for you.
Yeah, Sabin was one of the big seed crackers in this one for sure. So overall, Vibel, what did you think? How did you enjoy the seed?
I mean, I've found it very interesting.
Now you're a newer racer in the community, right? How long have you been playing the game?
About a month, and
Wow, just a month. Okay.
and
Wow, really,
it's been
congratulations.
really,
That's a great time.
really fun.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you liked it. And Victor's right. For a month in, that's a really great time for a seed like this. This was not an easy one. Had pretty high requirements, and especially a lot of pretty nasty bosses towards the beginning too. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to go because I think I woke up my fiance.
okay,
Oh, sorry about that. Okay,
Yeah,
no
that's all right.
problem.
Yeah, great job though. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you everybody for hanging out and watching this community race. Again, if you're interested, then hop by our Discord and check out the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide website and start playing it yourself.
Yeah, one more time, let's follow our racers tonight. And here's our restream team. Oh, that didn't work. Here's our restream team.
That's just the letter C.
Jones, thank you. Everyone, I hope Jones and I did a good job for you today. It was our first time doing commentary. Had a lot of fun. This is amazing. I want to do it again.
I did too.
Yeah. And Jones, thank you. That was an awesome thing that you did for everyone. And we're going to enjoy much more of it to come.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being my commentator tonight. Thank you all to all the community and to everybody who tuned in to watch. And just hope you all have a fantastic night and, keep enjoying the game, keep enjoying life, and have a wonderful night.
Good night, everyone.